We're going to do good. The last show is with Papi Blanco. We're going to talk about that court case that's going around about the guy that was killed.
What's good?
The woman that.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm coming off at the end of Fatty's thing that he just did when he had all the men up there contradicting themselves. Always bringing up the women. There just gotta be some old ass Negroes up there blaming women for that fuckery. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these ninjas? Like, for real. It's always somebody blaming the fucking woman somewhere for all they bullshit. Ain't that some fuck shit? I can't believe these motherfuckers. Motherfuckers is pissing me off. Like, I really can't believe this shit. It's always something. It's always something. It's always something. Like, I just really don't fucking understand it. Like, how you got these motherfucking guys up there with that bullshit? It's fucked up. It's always something. Anyway, let me go to the other one. Like, I just, people just, it's like, ew, like, what is going on? It's like, what is going on here? Yeah. Good morning. What's up? What you doing? How you feeling? Good morning. So happy to see you here. So how did you feel about that bullshit you was just watching? SD, what up? Please join me. What's up? What's up? How you feeling this morning? How are you feeling? I can't believe that bullshit. I mean, the nerve of him to start that stream talking about the contradictions and shit and how he was so frustrated and all that bullshit. And then turn around and have the Negroes at the end of it talking about some damn all this other crazy shit, contradicting themselves and blaming women yet again. Yet again, that man had every excuse in the world not to see his motherfucking children and be a good dad, as old as he is. Negro, please. Get the fuck out of here. It's always something. Oh, I like this. Oh, yeah, Fatty. You should do this all the time. Nobody want to hear your fucking voice up here talking that shit, old man. You better go get you a fucking therapist, ho. Up here spewing all that fucking rhetoric and hatred and shit. Fuck all of that. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with these people? These people make me fucking sick. Nah, let me stop. Nah, I'll be listen. But okay, so I fell asleep like right after the stream started, and I just woke up right at the end. So I'm like, dang. But I heard the end of that shit, and I'm just like, it just sounded so fucking stupid. So you let me know, what was you in there doing, huh, SD? What was you up there doing? Oh shit. You know what? You missed it yesterday too when you left because I know I was asleep for over an hour. They was still going. You get what I'm saying? For almost 2 hours, they was still going without me. I mean, my phone. I was going like I was going. So I still didn't even listen to the rest of that. But I started listening to it, and it kind of sound crazy. It got. Let me tell you something, man. Big Mufasa boy. Mm-mm-mm. Him and JJ, shit, they was getting into some things that was crazy. Like I said, I didn't finish listening to the end of it, but I don't know. I couldn't take it anymore. Cause I had to go. Mind you, I was never supposed to be on there that long. I wasn't supposed to be on there. I was like, listen, that was never my intention. Oh wow. That's crazy. So I'm assuming it's back on right now, and I'm glad it's back on. I'm sorry to hear that. You know, Jermaine Jackson in the chat. That's who JJ is. Yeah. But it's Miss JJ. Yeah. I was having a good time though, cause you know DB, who was that? Gore, Liberated, Sugar Bum. You know, they jokes and stuff. I was having a good time, but I just had to go. So I asked him, I was like, oh, you want me to just end it right here, whatever? And it was like, yeah, go ahead or whatever. I was like, nah, y'all can still talk. You know, I don't want to cut off y'all thing. So I talked for a little bit more actually, but then I just put that thing on mute. Yeah. I'm like, all of this, you see, because your best man was talking that smack yesterday. Your groomsman. I'm like, oh snap. And then guess of course what the damn topic was. The next thing I went and seen, Aaron O had a show. There was no J Prince for President show. There was an Aaron O show. And what the fuck are they talking about over there? I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And that's what's so funny. Like, see, my sleep schedule is all off and jumbled around right now. Because I've been coming in these last 3 days hot, like right on time, right? For all of this stuff. Well, mainly for the J Prince show, if I was going to be like there watching or whatever. And yeah, that's been messing everything up because right as soon as I get in there, I fall asleep. Now, but on that one, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't even fall asleep. I just left. I seen J Prince up there. I seen a couple of other people up there that I recognize. I'm just like, why is all these motherfuckers? So half these motherfuckers, more than half these motherfuckers, aren't even fucking married. I didn't understand why the fuck they was up there. No, I'm talking about the Aaron O show this morning or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I just left, right? I'm like, I'm not about to sit here and watch this bullshit. So I just left. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if J Prince is up here. I'm out of here. Cause I didn't like. I'm like, y'all talking about marriage, something in the title about marriage, but more than half the panel right now are unmarried motherfuckers. Like, what the fuck kind of shit is this? I'm like, nah, I ain't even gonna pay attention to shit. So I started catching up on a few YouTube videos, like, you know, somebody I'm subscribed to, whatever. What's up, No Chaser? Good morning. Oh, I didn't see what he said, No Chaser, but please type it in the chat and or click the link and share it with me. So I just left, right? So I was catching up on YouTube videos. Then the next thing I know, I turn around and I when I jump back on, when I go back on to check to see who's live or whatever, Fatty was live. So I click on it, not knowing that he had just started his live, that he hadn't even spoke yet before I actually clicked on the thing. That's when he started talking, and he was just like, he was upset, da da da. And that was everybody coming in from that damn live. I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't waste my time watching it, because I'm pretty sure he about to break that shit down, like he about to talk about it, right? That's what he's here for. He about to talk about it. So I was glad. But the thing is, I fell right off to sleep. So I just heard the beginning, and then I just heard the end. And I'm talking about the very end and the very beginning. So yeah. What point did JP make? Chaser, what's up? I would like to know, what point was it? Because I didn't catch it. I was asleep. Actually, I didn't catch it because I left out of there. But then again, I don't know what time he actually made the point or any of that. Like, so don't give me the line. I really don't know. Yeah, please don't give me the line because I wasn't even up there to hear it. When I seen it, I was just like, there is no way. Because I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll be able to contribute that, even if it's just like I type in the chat, whatever. But when I seen her, I'm like, nah, I'm not even messing with it. Because people aren't gonna like what I have to say because I keep it 100. I'm like, and I just came off my channel talking about it. Just a few hours prior to, we were getting into it a little bit about marriage and all of that stuff. So it's like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm not about to do that. Like, no, I was not about to do that. That shit was funny as hell with Fatty and SB's husband. Well, what happened? What happened with them? Shoot, if you got a timestamp, I'll go look it up. No, but what happened? Because Lord knows I was out of there. I told you. Because I don't like stuff like that. Like, I will join because now that has something to do with me. You get what I'm saying? And you know I'm not going to sugarcoat no bullshit now. So that, shit, I want to know. What the hell happened? I just didn't like the end. And then they had the nerve to say that, oh, well, you know, oh, no, because they just say, oh, we always bringing up women. Oh, but when it comes to stuff like this, yeah, we supposed to bring up women because it was, we supposed to bring up women because it has to do with the children and all this other shit. Man, please. Let me say something right now. I could talk about my children all day and never bring up their father. You want to know why? Because it's me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? And I'm pretty sure my husband could do the same damn thing. He could talk about the children all day and never bring me up. Why? You understand what I'm saying? Only people that make all these damn excuses are the people that aren't active in their damn children's lives. And that's just the bottom line. That's how I see it. Wow. Yikes. Yikes. Well, look, it be like that sometimes. No, don't get me wrong. She's a woman, so, I mean, come on now. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like unmarried people and married people having a discussion about marriage. I mean, unless you a marriage counselor counseling a couple that potentially want to get married, you see, I don't agree. Oh, yeah, like I said, I caught the beginning. So this is another thing that I was like, I caught the beginning of Fatty's Live right after that thing, right? And one of his things, right, he said, one of his reasons, he's talking about, oh, she contradicted herself. When the woman, he said, when she said that, oh, the woman shouldn't go to a man telling him she looking for marriage. But then the lady said, well, when a guy comes to her, let him know. Now, that's not a contradiction. That's her belief. And if you believe in the Bible, if you follow the Bible, it says a man should find himself a wife, not a wife go looking for a man, not a wife go looking for a husband. And so I believe that. You understand what I'm saying? That was also my belief. It's just the bottom line. And now, was I proposed to time and time again? Yes, I was. But did I marry any of them? No. The husband I have is the husband I married, and that's it. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. But no. Did I ever go to somebody and say, oh yeah, I want to get married. Let's get married. Da 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 da. Hell to the fucking no. So I believe that. So he had no point and no basis. And nobody even tried to correct him. Nobody had nothing to say about that. Nobody mentioned it in the little beginning that I saw. Like I said, I wasn't there that long. But he mentioned that. And I'm just like, well, oh yeah, that was a contradiction. No, that's not a contradiction. That's what she believes. A lot of people believe that. So it is what it is. But I wasn't going to be there, so I just left. Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Yeah, masculine or not, but I still believe in that. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing wrong with that. But Fatty called it a contradiction because because then the lady said supposedly, because I'm pretty sure she did, but I'm just going by Fatty's words because remember I wasn't there to watch it. So then the lady said, according to Fatty, that then when a man goes to her, let him know or whatever. What is wrong with letting somebody know what you want? Like, what is wrong with being honest and being upfront with somebody? There's nothing wrong with that. What the lady was basically saying, what the lady basically believes, now this is my assumption, that a man should find himself a wife, not a woman go looking for a husband, try to find her a thing. Exactly. Masculine or not, it is what it is. And that's what I believe too. Like, but hey, there's so many people out there. There's somebody for everybody out there. Believe that. Somebody will like it and love it. You get what I'm saying? Regardless. But yeah, I believe I'm with you, No Chase. It's a red flag to me too. Like, let's be clear. A woman asking me to marry her. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm good. Because if I wanted to marry you, I would ask you. That's how I feel about it. Nah, fuck that. That's all it is. You get what I'm saying? Don't come up to the man with that bullshit. That's all the lady was saying. Shoot. You got to make them work for it. You understand what I'm saying? First of all, if the man doesn't want you, it's not going to work. It will never work if that man doesn't want you. And how would you know if a man wants you if you already threw yourself out there? He might just take you because you easy, because he know he got you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, what kind of marriage would that be? The world may never know. It's like some things people try to let you know. It's like you don't want to set yourself up for failure. Now, will failure come? Maybe, maybe not. But it'd be wise of you not to, set yourself up. You get what I'm saying? I mean, if there are things I could let you know, like to try to avoid, then try to avoid that. That's all. So I didn't see that as a contradiction, but he sure enough said that part. I was like, man, please, that's some bullshit. But whatever. But then they started talking, and he said he was gonna get back to his points later, after in between their talking and the super chats and all that other stuff. And then I just fell asleep. So I don't know what the rest of those points were. And like I said, then I just woke up at the end. But that's what was bothering me, the end. And I'm just like, well, nobody else is on. I'm gonna jump on. I haven't I went to sleep on the end of my stream. So if nothing else, I wanted to listen to that. I mean, I don't know, I'm not necessarily gonna play it right now, but I can if y'all do want to hear like the last hour of it. Well, I think it's down to like the last, how many? It might be down to a little less than an hour left. Yeah, I might have got it down to that. Because in between watching the videos, I'm listening to a little bit, taking it off. Because I don't know, it just doesn't sound like my channel at the end. But why would it, right, if I'm not on it? But anyway. So what's up, y'all? Please click the link and or drop a comment. We could talk about it. So that was it, or they were going back and forth, because yeah, he did mention that part. I did hear them mention that part about her husband had to get on there. He was because he basically was like but what's name did correct him about that part, and that's what I didn't understand. You're gonna correct him about, oh well, yeah, because he mentioned, okay, well, why wasn't he up there with her, side by side or something, da 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 da. Like, why does somebody's husband or spouse, whatever, have to be beside them? Like, let me tell you something now. If we're running a business, my husband is the face of that business or whatever, you think I'm going to be all up underneath him while he's doing whatever he's doing? No. Her husband was out of line? See, that's another thing too. Like I said, you got to have thick skin. And I don't understand. I really don't understand especially coming from like a professional point of view or whatever. And that goes for everybody. What happened? What did JP say? What did JP say? Cause y'all told me he was funny. What did he say? Oh man, come on, Aaron. Why? Come on, Aaron. No, you know what? I'm gonna go back and watch it. Y'all mind if I review it? I'm definitely gonna go back and watch that. Why not? I need to see when JP was cooking. Well, trying to. Oh no, it's cool. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna but y'all gotta keep me talking on in between. I could go back to it right now and then just fast forward until I think I see JP talking and start listening to that. Let me go back to Aaron now. Yeah. Let me go to my library because I did catch it. Okay. Okay, starting. Let's see. Oh yeah, I heard E the man was saying some bullshit too. Oh yeah, that's what he was saying in the beginning. They were laughing about that. Cause I don't know what time I came in. Wait, but Jay Prince was on it in the beginning? The middle, the end? I'll find him. I need this time stamp. There it goes. Okay. Okay, so he comes in like 3. Let me just do it 301. 302. He'll be in there in a second. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't accept your apology. Man, please. Fatty full of shit anyway. It doesn't fucking matter. He'll say he'll accept somebody fucking apology and he'll still continue the bullshit anyway. Please. Ain't nobody tripping off Fatty behind. He's a character. For real, for real. You know what I mean? He is a character. But so much of a character, like he was just saying, even at the end of his stream, he considers himself an entertainer. He says he's an entertainer. Okay, sure. Entertainer. Alrighty then. But I'm glad he said it since he considers himself an entertainer. I'm happy he did it, you know? I'm so happy he did it. So now everybody knows. Okay, JP came in at 3:03. All right, 3 hours, 3 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay. So that's where he popped up. I don't know. The setup looks different. When I first seen it, like everything, because everything got moved around or whatever. People were like in the dark. One part when I first came on there. So, yeah. Wait, were people getting dropped from the stream or something? Or were they just like leaving? Let me take another look at this. $229.36. That's fatty. Okay. Hold on. Let me, cause I have one right now, like I said, at 303. Let me get this. Okay. I got you. All right. I'm gonna go to that right now and see what's going on. Thank you, No Chaser. Okay, go back one. This thing doesn't want to let me be great, so I'm gonna just play it from here and then turn it up. Turn it up.
See how he runs around and diverse, right? And so that the point don't land, right? But at the end of the day, all of this control is
Protect security boss. I bet he was, Sugar Bum. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, that's what they said. He wasn't trying to let nobody be great.
I get what you're trying to say when it comes to the sex part, but I think it's something.
Okay, we less than a minute now. It'll be the time.
But like if you
something's about to happen. Is this the fatty part?
You're gonna see this different. You're not gonna see this as some sort of control that the woman has after sex.
Good morning. How's your day?
A certain amount of control that you have after sex. I'm talking about you said delusional, right? But this is what I'm saying. You can't gaslight.
Can y'all hear it?
Don't put a baby in a situation yet.
All right, it's coming up.
Okay, so what you mean by outcome? So what's the outcome? Let me hold on, Fatty. Let me see one thing before you go, because actually I'm on air to respond to you, Fatty. That's what I'm saying. So give me an example of the outcome.
Okay, so when I say women control everything from entry to middle to outcome, meaning you want to have sex, she got to control it. Get off of me, this, that. Oh, I regret it. I think he took advantage of me. We don't have opportunities to go, I think she took advantage of me. All those things. And then the most
important, did he really say that?
The child as an outcome, we have no control over. So from entry to middle to outcome, all singular control. When it comes to the men, entry level, here go the gay, but a woman can actually ask a man to marry them too. It's rarely
okay. Let me ask you just one question. Hold on, Beans. Let me ask you one question. If a woman comes to a man to have sex and he says no, who have control?
Okay, you're just talking about entry though. That's not the complete.
Let him have that. Yeah, let him have that. So, Aaron, here. So I'm saying, this is what you're doing, right? So let's look at this outcome. The woman comes to me, we have sex, right? After we have sex, now I'm getting all of her money. Now I got keys to her. Now I got the keys to her crib. Now I'm driving her car every day. I got access to all of her money. Now I'm telling her what to do. Now she's funding everything I want to do. What about that part of the game? Because y'all always make it seem like
I got it, Fatty. I'll answer it. That happens for a very few amount of people.
Absolutely.
We like to speak to the masses in general. That's not happening for most people. So what can happen and what usually does happen, none of us men would be on this panel if that was how the world was rocking.
Absolutely. There's a lot of homosexuals. So wait a minute. So Betty, you're saying absolutely, right? But just be honest. Before you go on your tirade, just be honest. I'm just being facetious though. But listen, bro, be honest. How many times on these panels have we heard women say, oh, we get with men and then we have sex with them and we get in my feelings and we get in my money and they say they're going to do this and they say they're going to do that and then they don't do it.
Where do they say this stuff at?
Listen, wait. How many times have we heard women say, oh, we be the ones building the black man up. He don't have nothing, then he get with us. We turn him into something. Like, come on. Y'all want
Let me respond.
Okay.
All the way the other way. But the women are the ones saying it's something else.
Oh, yes, I acknowledge that. Let me acknowledge that actually happens. You know, it's funny. For every man that they're doing that, there's 10 men either paying them bills, taking on dates, trying to take care of them. The problem aren't the numbers. The problem is that for this guy that they actually want to qualify, for this guy that they actually want to pay bills, for this guy that they actually want to take seriously, there's 20 guys that are ready to do exactly the opposite. Put money on their pockets, put paying them bills, because that's usually the dynamic between man and woman. Now let me just finish my point, because that's what I was going to say. On my topic, there's a saying that I repeat all the time. Man rule the world, woman rule man. Men rule the world. They go out there, they conquer, they build, and they do all that. And woman rule man. Let me give you an example. Women don't build skyscrapers, they don't build roads, they don't build supermarkets, they will build very short park, but they use it for free. Or if they don't use it for free, they use it exactly paying the same price that you pay to go. This power being weak. We saw Game of Thrones. King Joffrey is not the king, it's his mom. We know that.
Now, I've heard him say that before. Exactly. He says that. Good morning.
Because a queen said, hey,
Gaia, what's up, Gaia? Good morning. Thank you for joining the stream.
Okay.
It's ego. It's ego. Especially these married men. Ricky says, liars. You fucking married men got the biggest fucking liars I ever saw in my fucking life. You know what? Because even if you want to say the truth, you can't. You can't talk shit about your wife. You can't say you denied sex for 30 days. You can't do it. I wouldn't do it.
No, Fatty, it's just the power of a cooperative woman. If you get a woman that is a wife and she's submissive and cooperative with her husband.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for joining the stream.
He's a servant.
I got this timestamp and I have another one that I wrote down because I fell asleep. Well, no, I changed from this one.
And guess what? They serve each other. That's the power of a good.
This is before. This part though actually happened before I actually joined it.
Go back to little podcast.
But then when I seen the panel, I left.
Woman that wants control over her man and she loses it because the sex.
This is the Aaron No stream from this morning.
He's not running games. She's trying to control him, and it backfires. But you've heard of big.
And the title is
"Often in the Hood." So that's.
Does men's control of access to marriage really matter?
All you want is a cooperative woman, and you can be that leader, that head, that man in authority, and it looks just like it looked.
We are not going to follow for.
I heard it was going down over there, but it wasn't going down over there, and that I should have stayed and finished watching it.
To the access fine, it's argumentative, but traditionally wise, the man proposes marriage. But what we see it is that it don't have to be that way anymore. However, the traditional access to sex is still the same way. That hasn't evolved at all. It's the same way. It ain't changing. But
same for marriage.
A girl, look, we see women on their knees. We see
it's cringeworthy.
Now,
it's cringeworthy.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. But that's my opinion.
It's fine. Fine, you can small.
That's my belief.
The point of it is, after you get to the entry, right, the power dynamics can shift. Because most women marry men that make more money than them. That's just the facts of it. The numbers say that's what it is, right? Most men don't get divorced because why? It's cheaper to keep her. That saying ain't for nothing. So let's just be honest.
Most men? Are you serious?
So that's not a reason why.
Let me tell you,
Okie dokie. Most men aren't getting divorced because they know that woman is a good woman. Okay.
No, that's not true.
So, Aaron, can I speak to what you've already said? Hold on for a minute.
Thank you, Gord. This is why when I joined the stream, but when I joined the stream, all of this wasn't going on. There weren't no two people in the middle or nothing like that. When I joined the stream, when I found it this morning, I seen the panel and I left because when I tell you it was only 3 faces out of 10 that were married, I'm like, what is the point of this? So I just got out of there.
They love that. So they may end up buying that, marrying that woman, and that woman who bought that drink was also going to be that woman who's in control as a wife. But they don't see it the same. They see it as, ooh, she.
That's not even true.
They fall for
because
it.
you
So then
buy a
if they
man a
get
drink.
into that marriage,
That means she's gonna run their marriage. Wow, she gave y'all something to think about if y'all was listening to that.
He loves and adores the fact that she's making double the amount of his, and he really thinks that it's increasing his income. But again, she's just controlling him. See, it's up to you all to open your eyes and say, look, either you follow this plan or there's no to go. We're not doing it.
But so I think the part that is not being talked about, it is most women are convincing men to marry them. Listen, they're saying, you guys said the hours.
Yeah, I left, and that was after all of this.
Let me finish. I know I treated
like when I came in, it was past this part apparently.
It's not triggers.
I heard he was on here. This is Eat a Man talking right now.
Listen to what I'm saying.
The one that keeps saying listen, that's him. And I heard he was up there talking shit, talking about something. He could get any woman and all of this and all of that, and they was just up there laughing and shit.
It's not correct.
When I joined Fatty Live, that was at the beginning. I was like, okay.
When it comes down to what we're talking about marriage, the point that I'm making is a man have to make the decision that he wants to marry that woman.
Yeah, I just said that.
In many situations, women are like, he never married me. He just let me on and he moved on to the next. The point that I'm telling you guys, if you listen to what I'm saying, the man is in control of that. And that is majority situations.
Well, wait, hold on. Wait.
Okay,
we
get that.
Saying these things, you're not adding or you're not factoring in things.
You cut out.
What happened?
God did.
I mean, they're in their 40s. When you start talking,
I don't know. 20s, probably because from what I heard,
whenever you start hearing from these women,
because for what they telling me, they got into it with the husband.
Women. When you start listening to these younger women,
the husband had to come on or something. They said,
and they're proving it through their actions. So you don't get 30% of the.
I heard it went down.
Being virgins, and you don't get 60% of the male population being single for no reason. Those things don't happen for no reason. And so can we please stop using old women and old men who are already married or who've already gotten their divorce as the barometer as to what's going on today? It doesn't make any sense. E-Man, you married a woman who already had a child and you knew what was going to happen with that. You made a decision. Young men are being told today, don't do that.
Hey, let me offer something, okay? Have you ever really thought that? And I don't think you.
All right, after this part, I'm gonna skip to
The nature of women hasn't changed, and the nature of men haven't changed.
After that, I'm gonna skip to the other content. Or there was something else going down over here.
The only thing that's changed, the culture has changed. The environment that we live in has changed. So that's what manipulates how people behave in those new environments. So the only thing that's changed is the tools that both men and women use and abuse. But if you understand the nature of women, you guys wouldn't have as much trouble as you do. Let me just say this.
No way. Male ego is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah,
there's no way.
Let me explain this.
Y'all was wrong. Hold on, Mr. Bain. Hold on, Mr. Bain.
Let me finish.
I'm trying to piggyback off what y'all are moaning and groaning when he said the nature of men and women hasn't changed. He's talking about nature. It hasn't changed. The men and women of today are acting outside of their nature. That's why we have the talk about.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
Guys, don't let them move us off this nature. No. I didn't say that. But I said the nature of men and women has not changed.
Okay,
we got three deals, right? We got a biological right.
And I got an AOC show.
So let me just say this. I can skip around as much as you want, but since I've been married for a long time, you guys think that somehow my woman stopped being a woman somewhere in our marriage. She's been a woman ever since I married her until she is right now. So what I'm also saying, here's the problem. Here's what I feel sorry for you guys, and I don't envy you. We feel sorry for you.
I don't have you because my wife caters to me like I've never been catered to.
Until they take it outside. Like somebody told me, I think last week or the week before last up here on one of my live streams, like,
What I'm saying is,
yeah, it's true. I don't know if it was mine or was it on JP's. I don't know.
is because when I was making
Because I had to realize, like, yeah, well, that's true. Because then they take it outside. The people that are impressionable,
I had the option to choose.
you know, they listen to this stuff and then they apply that to their lives.
So can I
There was a lady like 2 weeks ago.
Chicky, can I ask
She got slashed in her face and on her arm, right?
Chicky, are you there?
And she was pregnant.
Chicky,
Somebody just walked up to
I
her
just want to ask a question.
and just slashed her and kept moving. A guy did it. A man did it, or
I'm
whatever
gonna ask
you want to call him, right?
So at 24,
Didn't know her,
when I
didn't
got
nothing.
engaged,
Just
got married at 25,
chose her. Why?
Are you saying that?
And
I
it
was a
made me
different
think, like,
24-year-old
wow, like these men
who wants
really
to
hate
force
these
down?
women out here, especially when they're
Yeah,
pregnant. I'm like,
environment,
listen,
in an
I'm glad
environment
I'm
when
not
it
trying to
comes
get
government
pregnant ever
education,
again.
was so drastic. I think humans
Like, absolutely
are
not.
creatures of
And I think if I
evolution,
ever did
right? We evolve,
get pregnant
we
again,
adapt to whatever the circumstances.
I would just be in hiding.
Women today,
Nobody would
have
ever
the
see
most
my
amount of
belly
power,
outside of
the
my
most amount of
family. And even
access,
then,
have the
shit.
most amount of
How about this?
anything
If they don't
you
come
wanna talk
over,
about, than
they
your
won't see
generation
me.
has, and it has changed their mentality.
I'm telling you, it
to how
is
they view
weird.
life. Their worldview.
Well, it's not
and
weird. It is
perspective on man
pathetic.
has changed
It is
drastically
atrocious.
due
It
to the
is
factors of the
freaking
economy
sick.
and technology. If we try
You know,
to
it's
deny that,
demonic.
we're being
These
fooled.
people are just,
All right.
it's
So you
like
don't think
all
that-
the
that
demons
when I
are
was
being let
24
loose.
Or getting ready to be married at 25, the feminist movement wouldn't. It is highest.
It has nothing to do
No,
with
not at all. Not like today.
All right, now I'm going to skip up because I don't want to hear them talk about this feminism and all that.
Hey, can you read it in reverse, please?
Okay, so a little bit ahead.
Just shut up, bro. You are pissing me the fuck off. Shut up. Hey, Cannon, shut the fuck up. These niggas people you do. Shut up. Shut up. I'm not going to listen. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay, I stop. You can be quiet now. She's left. All right.
Stop.
No, I'm not going to stop. You are not going to do the moral righteous.
Oh, I had a good time
I
stamp.
want everybody to know these are the rich people. These are the conservative.
He's going off.
No, you guys can't talk at the same time. I can't do it. Hey, Cannon, let me finish my point. I was talking. This is what I'm saying. Just shut up. I was talking. I'm not going to do the lecture. Just shut up.
I'm not going to lecture you, but I want everything
Okay, so we're going to continue this for hours. We're not going to do nothing. I was talking. This is the problem. Again, man and woman acting out of place.
I want him to show up on Granville's roasting session.
You did your job. So please tell them.
Yes, good morning.
He's talking, especially if he's a man. She actually
The Akeem Iguanagu, that guy.
My point. I'll let her talk.
Him.
Let me finish my point, and then you can talk afterwards. Again.
If he ever showed up on Granville's roasting session, oh Lord. I roast the hell out of his head.
But if you want to believe in what you say, and the Bible isn't the Bible, that shit.
Matter of fact, I can't go there because Granville said he's not gonna post that picture up there for me. The one that he got of me.
Not available and it's not practical. If you just say something because
Yes, well, just type in his name and it'll pop up. I subscribe. He said he's gonna start a StreamYard. He said he was gonna start it last night or whatever. Yes, he's gonna be doing roasting session. That's what's gonna be on his channel. He said he might start that because he told me to start it over here, but then he got it and he was like, you know what? By the end of the time he was leaving, he was like, he gonna start it. So I'm like, all right, but everybody has to go on screen and show their face, and y'all get to roast each other. That's what he said. Yep, he said for an hour and a half. Hour 90 minutes, just straight roasting, jokes and stuff. Yep. So I just went and typed in his name and subscribed. He didn't say to do that. Who knows? He might even start a whole nother channel. I don't know. But he doesn't have any content up there, but I just subscribed. yesterday. So
Let me go ahead and
I'm
drop
like, okay, let me hurry up and do this while he talking. Let me go subscribe.
So
Because I don't want to miss this.
He was saying that I kind of
Because then nobody could really be arguing. You get what I'm saying?
been rolling from that generation.
Just straight roasted. We're going to see who got it.
That generation made are being corrected today. But there are other bigger problems facing today's generation as well because of because of internet. You see what I'm saying? Internet wasn't the problem of those generations. But those generations taught a lot of bad things that came to this generation, which men like us are speaking out against. But the problem is,
okay, what brought me to this point was because this is the point I started seeing JP. So I just started it where I started seeing JP.
You see the problem?
Because when I first came in and seen Aaron O's live this morning, JP was on the panel. It's not this part, so this is before I even came on.
Women are fighting.
But they said JP was going in too. But Aaron wouldn't let them be great, so we gonna see.
But the problem is,
I want to see what happened.
Yes, she was right. Those things were very bad in the 80s because I grew up in the 80s and the 90s.
Yes, and I left because of the title, and then I seen 10 people up there, and I'm like, at least 7 of them folks aren't even married, so I just left and went to go watch some other stuff. You know what I mean?
In fact,
yeah, JP is up here. He's up here now.
But
starting at like 3:03. A few seconds, yeah, and he'll pop up. Timestamp. 3 hours, 3 minutes.
And we didn't want to live in that kind of situation.
Now he hasn't said anything yet, but he's up here.
So we try to change it today. But the thing is this: the internet has created a whole set of new problems for us. But YouTube is making it easy.
JP couldn't even make me stay. Mind you, I was looking for his channel.
Because we were fighting in one front.
Listen, Big Mufasa, I heard. That's what I'm saying. So I'm waiting. Oh, wait, here he goes. He said, can I say something real quick? Let's see.
Said put him in 2 times speed.
Fatty is in the back now. Oh, no, he's not in the back. He's there. He changed his name to what's the name's hairline. Oh, shit. See, I was just talking about that.
First Timothy 2, the 2nd chapter, 12th verse. But I suffer not women to teach, not to usurp the authority over man, but to be in silence. This is my issue with people when it comes to.
You don't have any historical, religious, or cultural.
Good morning. Good morning.
Verse. I hate when people who don't read the
Thank
Bible
you for joining.
or study theology.
Hey, Daryl.
You know what I've done.
People on the internet, you don't know what they're talking about. All right, this is not what I've done.
Because you keep trying to say everybody is 40-something years old. So at 46, how do you know what I have?
Bro, this is crazy.
You know what my childhood was like. How do you know what my 20s was like? How do you know what
You telling me what's the context behind 1 Timothy? Give me the context behind the.
So this is Edelman, I think, and Cheeky Dancer.
And then I
or is it? Or is that Beans? Who's talking right now?
First, and then we can deal with the fact that you young motherfuckers need to stop always assuming y'all know everything about motherfuckers.
All right, that was Beans.
You don't know what the fuck I've studied. You don't know what I've looked at, what I've read, what research I've done. You don't know. Other people.
Okay, give me the context behind first. Give me the context behind 1 Timothy. You're right. I don't know. So tell me the history behind Timothy.
I'm not giving you.
Are you serious?
I'm giving you the scripture. Yes. Because what I'm trying to get you can say context, but it's a scripture in the Bible, right? This is my point. It's scriptures in the Bible that say a lot of different things. And what I was trying to say before you so rudely cut me off is that one of the issues that a lot of
it is
take with people when they try to bring religion into every conversation is that they don't follow every single principle in the Bible. They do exactly what you're doing right now. They try to bring up some context as to why this particular scripture don't matter. Well, you know, this scripture said you shouldn't even be in the same house with your woman when she's on her period. Well, you know, that don't matter because it's in the Old Testament. It's in the first 11 books, so it don't matter. Well, you know, that's the point. We don't even read letters or arguments. It don't matter because of this or that. It's like, no, fuck your context. It's in that book. It's in that book, and in that book it says this, right? So at the end of the day, guess what? I know people who follow the book. They doing what the book say, period, point blank. They ain't wearing dual blended clothing because the book said don't wear it. So if you
I'm gonna have to update my timestamp to exactly where. No, that was a good one still, because that's when what's name was going off. So I guess we could have
where we're going to
went back a tiny bit before that.
Maybe sometimes go into hyperbole or pose questions that will cause us to have to.
That's what it seems like. That's exactly what it seems like, Gaia.
Yeah. Aaron, can I say something real quick?
Okay, JP, let's go.
I think
No, he wasn't. You're not right either. You trying to use it anyway. It's all good. Look, y'all need to learn. Y'all need to learn how to look at history. Y'all need to learn how to look at history.
Right? Why wasn't he right?
Go ahead, Jay Prince. I'll let you finish. My bad, dog.
I think us men got the wrong concept of protecting women. And for me, I look at that, especially by them being older, explains how their dynamics is. I want, if the best protection of your woman, I say it all the time, ain't no way in the world a married woman should be on platforms with men. And if men when you put your woman in the arena, and you put your woman in an arena full of men, now you want all of those men to give your woman a special treatment because you her husband. Well, ain't no other men gonna bow down to you because you.
How is that special treatment?
The special treatment come in when your woman is in an arena with a whole lot of men. All on once, your woman is in an arena with a whole lot of men having these conversations. And you real sensitive about how we even talk to each other while we in these conversations.
Right, Gaia.
And you know you like to like talk to your wife in some way. Me personally,
that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. I'm here to protect her. That's my job.
Well, the best protection is not to let her be on the platform.
How do you determine that for another man? That's crazy.
Relax. Don't spread a whole bunch of lies. Hey, Mr. Ross,
Let me speak.
No, hold on. I want to finish my point. No, I got this. He's supposed to come and speak for her. Your woman, my kids. If I want to protect my kids, I'm not going to allow my kids to go in certain people's houses if I don't like their company like that. How to get down? My kids are gonna be in there.
Let me say this. Whoever's talking, let me say this really quick so y'all understand what's going on. So, Fatty, the only problem, Fatty, listen.
Yes, Gaia. Yep, they said her husband jumped in.
He's fine. He did his job. That's it.
But no, this is not about that, Fatty. Fatty, the only thing I want to say to you is,
Can you let me finish jumping correctly?
One second. I'm trying to express. I'm actually trying to solve it. 1 second, guys. I'm trying to solve it. It's not about you. I'm trying to solve this. So everything
is dynamic.
Yo, the lady just hopped on. Why don't you
relax. I'm trying to solve a problem, so please relax. I'm going to take accountability. I apologize to security boss and I apologize to Mr. Boss. I went too far. It's my responsibility. He did his job. One thing that I didn't like, security boss, is when I'm talking and you literally says, I'm not going to let you finish your point. At that point, there's no respect to be had because I actually trying to give you the floor. If I'm talking and you say, I am not going to let you finish your point, the gloves are off. Go back under the screen and see what you said. You literally said, I said, can you let me finish? I'm not going to let you finish because, like, if you don't let me finish,
I don't remember saying that, Fatty, but if that's what I said, I'm going to apologize to you. The point I was trying to make to you is this. You often, and you're not the only one, y'all already spreading negativity. I didn't have an attitude at all with you. You were making a statement, and what I was saying to you is that is not true. It is not true for you to say such statement, but it wasn't hostile. If you got offended by me talking over you, y'all talk over everybody all night long, and that was just crazy to do. But when you say stuff that shouldn't be said, then my husband's going to respond. And that's exactly what happened. But listen, I don't have an issue with you, but I'm not going to let you, and maybe I said it, I'm not going to let you just continue to say things and make up things that are not true. When you say,
that's the point of the conversation. You actually, since you are talking, for example, about things that I don't believe and I think is factual, I let you finish.
Exactly.
And then I don't stop you in the middle and say, this guy getting the disease. That's Harry Potter. I let you finish your point. And then I explain.
Yeah, but you create, when you were talking a minute ago, you said, and I bet those 50% in their houses are not happy. You have no way of knowing that.
So
that was my point. So I'm
saying,
see, okay, so listen, are you talking over me were you talking over me just a second ago or no? I don't know. I don't care. I'm just trying to figure out what
don't play with me.
No, I'm telling you, I don't care.
Don't try to manipulate the situation. We both were over talking each other.
Exactly. That's what I thought. So what I'm saying to you is when you make comments, when I say 50% is good, 50% are bad, then you come back with something that's totally unrealistic and say, well, I bet those 50% that are still together are not touching each other or whatever you said. I don't know what you said. You said something of that nature.
You're not listening.
No, listen. I just can't say it.
No, debate my point. What I said was 50% failed. Fine. Of those 50 that actually are married, a lot of them probably are miserable because people get into marriages and stay on marriage because they can pay mortgage by themselves.
Okay. It was that part. That's the part. It was that part. My only point is you have no way of knowing that.
Oh, the timestamp start at 3:12. 3 hours and 12 minutes. That's when Jay Prince came in and Fatty came in and her. This part right here.
I don't even have to
start at 3 minutes 12.
I don't want to hear.
I mean 3 hours 12 minutes.
It's not a realistic situation. If you can give me a stat that says 50-50 are married and 50 are not, then that's cool. We can go with that. But then for you to go into their house and tell how they're living is ridiculous. That's not a good case.
Wait, actually, are you repeating the 50%?
You're welcome.
No, I'm not. No,
she's not.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying if that is the stat, I will accept that. But for him to say, so are we talking over each other right now?
Bro, come on, Patty, bro.
Are we or are we not? Because if we are, I need you to let it go. I didn't have a problem with you at all.
I'm going to give you the floor, but you're repeating yourself. Go ahead.
Because we keep going back to the same part. I want to understand. I want to understand what's going on because this is how y'all do here. Because if you don't, nobody get to say anything. But when did it go bad? When did it go bad? When you didn't agree with me? When does it go bad?
It's because you are having the conversation in bad faith. And listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. You guys, you, not me, you. Marriage is not happy. It's duty. You have to stay for your kids. You have to stay for your wife. You have to stay for your husband. You have to stay. If marriage is duty, there's actually a good chunk of those marriages that actually are miserable, but they stay because they believe in duty. They believe in taking care of the kids. They believe in taking care of the husband. They believe in taking care of the wife. They believe in sickness or whatever until death do us apart. That's actually you. That's how that shit. Okay. So if you felt that, let me finish.
That's a fact.
If you felt that shit, doesn't mean that of those 50% of marriages that are together, 5%, 15%, 20% are actually not happy and they're just doing it because it's their job. Is that unfair?
No, you said miserable. Let's add the word miserable. But miserable is what I was talking about. That's all I was talking about, the word miserable. But what I'm going to say, so wait a minute, hold on. What I'm going to go on to say is this. Living as an adult, paying your rent, going to work every day, paying your bills, that could be considered, as a single person, could be considered quite miserable. But not dare tell you as a young man, oh, Fatty, I know you're miserable having to pay your own bills, going to work.
I
wouldn't do that, though. That doesn't make sense for me to do because you're not done with life. And miserable and happiness, all that is just comes and goes. So why would we make those statements based on stuff that we don't know? Now, if you know somebody that's really close to you, that is in a miserable relationship, I can understand where you could get that idea. But just a general conversation about 50% of people who are married is unrealistic, and I don't want to hear that.
I agree.
Guess what else? You should have been called
Unrealistic.
out on it, and I did. But guess what? It wasn't in a harmful, bad way. It was the way that you all talk. But again, when I wanted to tell you, you certain people you can't speak to any kind of way, and I just happen to be one of those ones. My husband
anybody on this panel. I talk to you like
guess what? My husband thinks different. My husband thinks different because
let's actually see. I'm not going to fight nobody. I'm just going to flip your point on your fucking end. If we,
like I said, my husband thinks different.
Listen. If we can make judgments about who is happy and who is not, why do you keep talking about all these single women being miserable? Do they call you every day? Do you know that? Do you know they're miserable? You know how many of them are in antidepressants.
Okay, let's go, Fatty.
No, let me finish my point.
Ask it again.
Let me finish my point. If we can make an assessment of people that are unmarried on their marriages because we don't have the numbers. Why do you do show after show after show called unmarried woman miserable? Why?
Because I have email after email. Okay, now I'm lying now, right? I'm lying now, right? Okay, so
Wow.
I have a wife ed class where women have come to me single, wanting to be married, listening to what I say. Go on to TikTok, see these women who are single crying, talking about how miserable their lives are. I don't know if I've seen too many men on, it could be some men on TikTok or women on TikTok that are married crying about how miserable they are. There may be some out there.
Hold on, security boss. Wait a minute now. Wait, hold on. Daddy got a point.
So what I said married. There could be some out there, but they don't come to me. The ones that come to me that are married, they're not dogging their marriage. They love being married. They tell me all the time. So what are they coming to you for then? That's me. What are they coming to you for? The ones who you said are married and have. They just want to, because I reach out to them. I said, they just want to talk. Comment section, and they say, "I'm reaching out. I love what you're doing. We got to be more married couples." Just like they email you too. The ones that email me are the single women that don't want to be single anymore. Is what I said, Flora. Okay, so you have all this information on single women. That's what he's talking about. No information on married women and their possible happiness or unhappiness. Single women email you all the time, and they want to know how to be wives. A lot of anecdotal emails from single women is enough for you to make opinions? Excuse me? So anecdotal experiences from women is enough for you to make opinions about them online and create videos talking about what single women want and don't want? Because that's what Patty was speaking to, even though I disagree with 70% of what he was saying. I see enough single women complaining about what's enough for you. What's enough for you?
So far it only seems like, I guess Aaron only saved it from
I see you.
JP. Don't look like he saved it from Fatty.
I see you all the time. You already troll your chat like I troll everyone else. Guess what? The fact that you want to troll somebody's chats makes because you run your mouth about single women and you don't talk to any of them except for the fact the lie. I talk to single women all the time.
Oh, he dropped Flora. Oh no, somebody dropped Flora. They paid for it. Okay.
I want to get back in Cheeky. My point, you gotta make sure you shut me out when you.
Who am I talking to right now? Jay Prince, go ahead.
Security boss. When you was talking about divorcing and stuff like that, right? So let's just say, because you said we got to take care of women till they get remarried, and like what Cheeky brought up, let's just say you get divorced, and security, Mr. Boss is used to making love to you. And let's just say you got another man, but you're not married to that other man. Y'all just dating around. Y'all might be living with each other. Would you still be responsible to still make love to Mr. Boss until he find another wife to replace that? Because I think that's equivalent. Because if I find another woman,
good question.
Divorce, but I still got to take money out of our house to give to you.
Okay, so Jay Prince. That you gave, it will never happen. But to answer your question, what I said is the concept of actual marriage says that a husband takes care of his wife for life. That's why alimony is
And then
there.
the wife's supposed to submit to that husband.
And what I said is there are a lot of women that have not gotten husbands that absolutely use their ex-husband to mow grass, pay bills, have sex, all of that. And they do that until that woman gets married. I'm not telling you to do it. I'm saying this happens often. That's all I said.
Before everybody get haywire, one more question.
That's how a lot of people end up remarrying the same person.
Stuff like that.
I can't wait. I believe you.
We don't agree on a lot of stuff, but I got to get this off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I tell
You was the one that wanted to tell me what Fatty was saying, what Fatty and Ali was saying about me.
Hold on one, Skitty Boss.
How you doing that?
Damn, hold on once. Okay, because I think this is
Ready to come back?
Hold on once, Security Boss. I think that was he misled us, younger ones, because I don't believe that.
Who misled you?
Mr. Boss, I don't think that's the way to protect my wife, right? It's almost like
You don't have a wife.
Hold on once, Aaron. Can I finish my point, please?
No, this is just
Hold on. Let me get my point.
Okay, but he didn't say that about Fatty. Fatty doesn't have a wife.
It's almost
Or does he?
It's almost like a woman joining a football team, and since your husband protect you, love you, and all this other type of stuff, we can't play our football game in the fear of your husband getting mad. And I don't think no football team will stop what they actually play just to please you and your husband. I would suggest to any man that feel that way, not just personally with Mr. Boss, whatever, to any man feel that way, if you don't want your wife to be whatever, how talk to you or attack a certain way, do not, especially if you the one that's got to protect with your life. Do not allow your woman and your wife in that arena, because nobody gonna shake up because you upset and sensitive. Men, and this is not just here, in life in general, ain't nobody gonna freeze in an arena. All bets is off. Every man for themselves in any arena, and nobody gonna hold no gloves, no punches. So if you don't want your kids in that arena, you don't want your daughter, your sister, your mama, your uncle, your auntie, protect them by telling them, removing them from that arena.
Jay Prince,
Okay,
I don't have a problem defending my wife. So I don't care where she goes.
I just think that you would because the way that you did it, this is how a lot of men.
I don't need your approval. I don't need your approval.
You mislead the word, Jay Prince. Hold on, Skitty Boss. And let me have a conversation with him. Mr. Boss, I did the same thing. I got a physical altercation with guys.
Oh, wow.
Yo.
Listen, Jay Prince, let me.
I cannot hear anybody.
Okay, I apologize for that.
But the audio gets distorted, so I can't hear what nobody said.
Okay, so
Skitty Boss, let me finish.
Wait a minute, no, let me
Let me
answer.
sum it up so you get the full context, Security Boss.
I got you, Jay Prince. I got it.
I'm talking in general.
Exactly.
Can I please just land? I just got up here. Let me get 1 minute.
You landed though, sir.
I got a major point what I'm saying. The Security Boss, all due respect and all the other good stuff. What I am saying, I have done what Mr. Boss has done for you. And now that I grew up, I realized I will never put myself in that position again. And what he's teaching us younger people is not the way, it's the wrong way of protecting our women, family, children, whoever. He did, that's
She's on Aaron No's show, and I guess her husband is right beside her.
Mr. Boss did, and they lost their lives behind it.
Okay.
And they wanted to.
Right, Chaser. No Chaser, yep.
Gee, that's why I go with the man.
Let me respond to what you said. I'm the heathen in this relationship. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't give a fuck.
There you go, the husband.
So I'm telling you, this is a good woman.
I'm not saying you don't give a fuck. That's not gonna stop you from getting your
I'm not listening, Jay Prince.
Listen, I can interrupt you. I'm telling you, she's been a great wife, very submissive, a Christian woman for 27 years. Okay, I'm the heathen. Okay, I'm gonna take the credit for being the heathen. So I'm telling you, nobody can tell me how to protect my wife, brother. If you ever get right, you can't bully people into. You can't what would sound like you trying to bully us into not full conversation.
That's not what just happened, Freddie.
That's exactly what happened. He's trying to bully her.
Look, they called Jay Prince fatty and everything,
Because he wanted to pick his.
but they did not say it to him. Though.
He's concerned that your wife is in some type of
You see?
don't put your wife in harm's way. You're arguing the harm's way. No, yes it is. Yes it is. You feel? He said
20 on his head, please.
Damn, they hating. Send 20 on his head, please.
So that means this wife is in harm's fucking way.
Okay, we heard you.
You feel like your wife is in harm's way. Why in the fuck will you allow her to be in harm's way? Fuck the jump.
Jay Prince, we
He's
heard
not protecting her at that point. Because imagine we was on the streets. Imagine we was on the streets and we having this conversation and we having this real
We're
conversation.
not on the streets. We're on a
He
YouTube
get upset.
channel.
He get upset and possibly
We're
get
on a
himself
YouTube channel.
Listen,
Let's get back to the topic. Jesus.
I agree.
real quick, Aaron, real quick. Bro,
That goes for anything. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna apologize to you because at the
For
end
anybody, like we discuss on these panels every single day. Like,
what you mean?
oh, somebody took JP down. It's over. Damn, he's down.
Patty, let me make sure I understand.
He's gone.
Let me make sure I understand something.
Does he
Patty,
come back?
what exactly did I do to you?
You need to let.
All right, I'm gonna pause this real quick. Okay, you asked how did I feel about what he said? Like I agree. That's just like with anybody though. You get what I'm saying? I totally agree with that because me personally, I said, look, what is the saying they love to say? If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Shoot, I believe that. For real. That's like Army boot camp. But see, I didn't catch the whole thing. You see, I didn't see the whole video, so I don't really know.
Wait. I'm gonna tell you what I want to ask
See,
you.
obviously, everything that was said, you know.
Like it's just you. What you did was when he asked you more than once, about 5 or 6, 7 times, to let him finish his point, you disrespectfully said, "No, I'm not going to," because you didn't want to hear what he had to say. It was rude. It was disrespectful. It was.
All right, so Fatty, I apologize to you for being disrespectful.
I don't accept the apologies because after I apologize, you started me sassy again.
Oh, man.
Wow.
No, we're not going to do. No, we are not going
Wow.
to.
The reason why
Hey, that's his right.
the reason why
The fact that you have to ask me what did you do to me when I actually acknowledge what I did to you and you come to us condescending attitude.
I never asked you.
If you were 26, nobody would respect you. Be careful
we never.
because I think do the same thing I treat everybody.
Let me say it again. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. We talk over each other. I have no problem. I have no
I'm not going to accept your apology.
But okay, you don't have to accept it. We talk over each other, and I thought that was the issue. We talking over you. I don't. You speaking into people's life when you have no knowledge of what they do in their life is
And
not
I'm telling you,
acceptable.
it's fine. I apologize for that. Move on
That's
now.
what I did, and we're done. But
What did I
JP,
do to you? What did I do to you? You don't know what you did to me?
I said exactly because I thought I was talking over you was the issue. I thought that was the problem.
What can I explain? You know what you did. Don't be
I thought you said you
condescending.
don't leave alone.
I don't want you because you are condescending.
I thought you was gonna leave alone.
Okay.
Stop being condescending. Again, you're not my mom. Stop being condescending. Stop being people like they actually.
Okay, Freddie. Okay,
Go
Freddie.
ahead. Go ahead.
The same exact point. I thought they was over this though.
Wasn't it Prince that told you what Ali and Ferry did to me? What they
I want to know because that's the kind of people that you all are, and that's why.
The kind of people that you all are. Yikes.
That's why Mr. Ball is challenging you right now, more so because
Remember what you told me about your show that day?
What did you tell me?
Remember when I told you what I shouldn't have done on your show, on my channel that time? Let's not do that right now.
No, she's not a part of my shit.
Okay, I know, but this is Aaron O's show, so I'm just saying, like, let's
Absolutely. I apologize, Aaron.
Let me answer Jay Prince. Jay Prince, to answer your question is, again, I'm not upset with anybody. I wasn't upset with Fatty in any way. My temperature is not up. Yeah, everybody talks over each other. I did not allow him to say that everybody's life is miserable if they're married.
Wow.
I did not allow that. I wouldn't allow that. And that is my point. So, Jay Prince, to go back to what you're saying, if Fatty would have never mentioned something about my husband wouldn't have never tuned in. I'm not upset with him. It shouldn't have been. He wouldn't have tuned in. But when you say something about in your place, I'm with my husband. So that's
let me finish several times before I went there.
I understand, Fatty. I talked over you. I agree with you.
So what?
I agree with him. I talked over him. Little podcast. I appreciate you for recalling it the way it was.
Okay, somebody dropped him.
And to your point right now,
Drop Fatty.
What she's talking about, Fatty, is when you kind of mentioned like that her husband should be telling her to let you finish talking, right? So that was you kind of commanding him, and that's why he stepped in. Like, I paid real close attention to everything that's going on.
And what I said my husband's right here, but again, I'm not upset. I just thought you all were. Anyway, I'm going on.
Okay, so the husband didn't just jump in.
No.
Fatty mentioned her husband.
No questions from nobody right now. Just hold. Okay. I couldn't hear most of that back and forth, so that's why I got confused, like where it went.
Yeah, I seen that.
I did hear.
The only thing I didn't like was when JP first started talking, Fatty just jumped in and started talking.
Whatever he said.
But yeah, they was on the same side. Oh yeah, Ben peeped that, absolutely.
I couldn't exactly hear what made him go off, but because the audio gets distorted, y'all may not realize this. I don't make these things. Right, Gaia, for sure. Everybody's audio can hear differently for some reason. So podcast.
Y'all should have heard it last night. I told I was telling when Granville was talking about his roast page he gonna do, right? I was like, yeah, make sure you put up my picture. I said, can't you just put up my picture? Like, that is my worst picture, so they'd be able to roast me. He was like, nah, you gotta be live. Like, you gotta be. I'm like, come on now. That's messed up. I mean, that picture would generate some roast, right? These panels aren't built for her. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I need to finish watching to see how she fared at the end of it. But you already heard her say when she was like, oh, well, you people. I'm like, yeah, that struck a nerve. Something struck a nerve already. Pressure up or not, that struck a nerve. She let it out. She said, you people. I'm like, oh, snap.
But it is what it is. I mean,
I know why.
You know something's wrong when you hear somebody say, you people.
In this space, like all of us, for whatever reason, man, we kind of become the accountability police with each other and with the videos that we look and review.
Oh, somebody pay for Fatty to come back.
And I think on some level it's good. It's definitely beneficial to have people in your life that will let you know when you've messed up, right? But sometimes I think we can take things kind of personal. Because like even with what Fatty was just saying now about not accepting the apology, I completely understood that, right? Because it's like, no. And because I go through this with my own lady. If I can recall.
All right, does JP ever come back?
Apologize to you. I want you to be able to do the same thing to me.
Hold on, I'm going to pause it right here. What do we have? 3:38:29. I'm just going to check and fast forward it real quick and see if JP comes back. Well, not pause it. I'm just going to go.
I just want to know exactly what it was that you did.
Yep, JP does come back, I think.
I mean, a lot of this is just a breakdown.
Wait, does he? Did I see him?
This is us. In the words of the man himself from Anton.
I don't know. Does he come back? Yes, he does, because he has to, because when I seen him, he was in the dark. And that's something he was just in the light.
I hear y'all. I've heard the podcast tonight.
It's usually her husband. I don't know if you guys actually know that. So you probably was talking to him. And he's not there.
Okay, I think he's coming back. I skipped ahead.
Kay says, Ikande Barber cut his line him up in the dark. Y'all gotta chill, man. Practical in the back of a cop car. Practical gonna do his time like a G. Okay, Practical gonna do his time like a G. JP says, salute to Mr. Boss, security boss. If y'all are still tuned in, wife and I love y'all. Yeah, they the best. They the best. Sometimes they get crazy on YouTube. Ali says she is still being masculine. This isn't feminine. They left, were disrespectful in the chat, pulled up and demanded control of the combo using marriage. I think everybody tries to monopolize the conversation sometimes. It just depends on who's the more stronger personality at that time in the topic. My hubby is the bee's knees. Shout out to Kazi. I love Kazi. Quentin says, no one is always happy. Happy is a fleeting emotion. Fatty is wrong. That don't mean he's wrong.
I legally agree with you.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to argue you that. Ali, Mr. Boss, and Security Boss both have results. What say you? Don't do this chat word right now. Femininity. Sorry, that was my and all that stuff. The podcast was there for that. Cool It Tech. SB always uses her husband to justify her presumed authority to talk on panels and be masculine. I've never seen her be masculine, but yeah, if it's his authority to say she be on panels, she get to be on panels. And if he says she can't be on the panel. I don't know what you want her to do about that.
Okay, so her husband said it was cool. All right.
Insufferable. Shout out to O'Shea. O'Shea, don't
What's wrong with that?
O'Shea been toxic too. I ain't gonna lie. The last 2 episodes, O'Shea, I've been watching you. Lamar Black says, being marriage is a flex. Y'all single people sound miserable. Hey. Don't make those accusations. Y'all can't substantiate.
Yeah, I don't like when people do that.
Say
Like, please.
Laura, seek help, please. She need more than help. Okay. Jay Prince, great football analogy. B.O.B. There you go. B.O.B. Man, you talking. JP, do you really think we care about what you said? You delusional ass. Well, it is what it is. Big Giz says, you refuse to say anything negative about marriages. I am married. Know a dude that is married and he haven't had sex in 10 years. Stayed because of dude. Have you heard similar stories? We'll speak on it, SB.
I speak on it all the time.
Well, I'm going to argue some points at this moment.
But I don't assume that 50% of...
I don't know. Out of all the clips so far that I've watched, she was on mute. She was applauding. You get what I'm saying? She was shaking her head, using her hands and stuff. But I haven't heard her say one thing out of all the little clips and everything. When she was up there,
I don't know what he was talking about.
she didn't even say anything. So I don't know. I think she may have tried to say something and they told her to hold on or whatever, but she was just in the back on mute. So I don't know why she's getting this slack. But like I said, I wasn't there to see the whole, all hours of stuff.
It is what it is. Ali said she took over while the men silencing the men. We don't lead nothing, but women weaponizing us. Podcast, you playing semantics. Now you and Chicky, you wrong too. She should have let that man finish.
First of all, this dude.
See, that's another thing too. It's like, you know what? That's another thing too. Right? Excuse me. That's another thing too. It's like, excuse me. It's like, how do you? Let me pause this. I'm trying to let it run. Let me just turn it down some. Cause I'm trying to wait for JP to come up. I swear, doesn't it seem like 80 hours when you're just trying to wait like 2 minutes? But anyway. Oh snap! I almost forgot. What was I gonna say? Oh, that's another thing too, because they say this panel about this this topic, right? But then anybody could just drop you. So it's like, are you really here for the discussion, or are you just here for the money and the fuckery? You get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's just like, why are you trying to kick people off? Like, you could be a mid-sentence drop, So yeah. Anyway, they're still being in super chat, so 10 years, how and why? Listen, it happens. My great aunt and uncle Well, one couple of them. Okay, JP's back. He's not saying that yet. So I'm gonna pause it. They haven't did it in over 25 years, but they've been married for over 50 years. I think like 51 years this year. And 25 years. And it was because when she got her she had a hysterectomy. So you know what that is, right? If y'all don't, Google it. So ever since then, she didn't want to be touched. You know what I mean? Now, has she gotten her some? I'm pretty sure. All them trips to Jamaica with her girlfriends, I'm pretty sure she has gotten her some. And him, when he takes his trips, wherever the fuck he goes, who knows? I'm pretty sure he has gotten him some, okay? But at the end of the day, yeah, they don't sleep in the same bed. They each have their own beds, their own rooms, in their house, and all of that stuff. Yeah, you'd be surprised, Gaia. Oh, you knew I was gonna say it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. That changes a person, of course, right? That's huge, you know. Like any other major surgery, that'll change a person. Yeah. So that's how that started. Yeah, that's true. You're right about that. You're right about that. Mm-hmm. People need space. Okay, Jay Prince is back now, and they're just.
That doesn't make sense.
They're just Yes, they're going. I'm listening.
It's the same point. What he's saying is, I don't know if these people are miserable or not behind the scenes. If they're telling their friends that they're miserable, I don't know that. He said he does. I don't. All I'm saying to Fatty is, Fatty, you don't know that. Let's not make those statements. You don't know.
Wait.
Can I get 20 seconds?
Well, when she said fatty, you answered too.
But I asked them though.
All right, well let me ask security boss.
I just want 25 seconds to say this. There are tons of clinicians, psychologists, all that write books and studies on the people that they actually have sessions with, and they talk to married couple, and this stuff is documented. So the information that we can actually find out in tribute, they talk about sexless marriages a lot.
I can agree with that.
There's a Reddit with 200,000 people that there's 300 posts every day talking about, oh my God,
Yeah, because it starts like that. Maybe, you know what? Sometimes maybe they don't move out of their own homes. Maybe they just stay in their homes because nobody wants to give the others up. That could be it too. But I get what you're saying, guy. Like, just to buy another one, like, we just have to have, yeah. Exactly.
It doesn't make sense because for every 7 emails,
that's like a lot for a little bit. Unless their family is living in one as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have their family or whoever. You know, like maybe like a mom or a dad or something, you know?
Oh my God! No, I didn't consider. Listen, stop! I didn't consider.
Maybe a grandparent or something.
Right? And this is why you don't listen to us. I literally told you, married people have to lie. You turn around and you say, "There's 4 married people down the below. Ask them if they are happy." They are going to lie. They're not going to tell the truth.
What the fuck, yo? Why is he so upset?
Because
Fatty was going, oh.
Ask the question, right? Yes. If we ask all 4 married people on the panel, the security boss asked us, if we ask all 4 and all 4.
I'm saying, that scared the shit out of me. I'm like, what?
We don't know. We don't know, right?
Can he hear all that red pill rage? Oh, listen. If that's what it is. Stop taking them pills.
We just answer this. Break up divorce, things like that.
Okay, so let me answer the question.
Wait, stop. Security boss, that definitely matters. because that
Well,
leads.
that you've been happy always? Is that what you're
Wait,
saying?
no, I'm saying, yes, happy always or ever on the brink of divorce.
Let me
Oh,
answer the question.
Wait,
Let me answer the
this is what I'm saying right
question.
here, bro. This is what I'm saying, Mr. Payne. Let me finish, please. Security boss. The reason why it matters is because you already stated we're not arguing about the 50% who got divorced. We're arguing about the 50% who are still married. So if in his marriage he's on the brink of divorce, that matters. If in his marriage there's been unhappiness, that matters because that was literally that point. Is that the other 50% of them, there's a very large portion of them who are unhappy. That was literally his point. So yeah, it's
So look like this. What I heard.
I'm just gotta ask the question. All of this bullshit you're talking.
But you have to
Just ask the question.
Okay.
Let him answer. Let him answer. Wait, let him answer.
Damn, why he gotta be up there doing all of that? Come on now.
Hey, Fetty, are you dieting? Yes.
We need a baseline question first, because what Fatty said is that in the 50 that are together, they're
Miserable.
at most they're miserable. That was what he said. So go ahead and ask the question based on that.
But listen, the point is whether I'm miserable or, first of all, I never measured mine. Listen, why don't y'all listen, goddammit? You know, I never measured my marriage based on happiness. Not from the beginning. Not now. It's an obligation. It was a vow. I just happened to have.
Yo,
you
didn't answer the question at all.
Shut up.
Security boss, like you saying, okay.
So should we assume that he's lying about? Is he lying? Should we assume he's lying?
No. It's not. We shouldn't assume. Wait. Hold on, Jay Prince.
You know what? This is the part I came in on.
But this is what he said. He said, okay.
And I left.
It's not about whether. Look, first of all, I didn't get in my already. He's leaning towards what Fatty said is that I don't want to speak ill of my marriage. I don't want to throw my wife under the bus. It's about duty. It's about protection. These are the things that he was already saying. So we're not.
Yeah, but some people act like they're entitled to all of your business on the internet. Like, now that's a problem too. Like, really? But instead of people letting them know that, like, you do know you're not entitled to all of my business, right? They just go along with whatever. I'm just like, man,
that's not a
please.
good measurement for marriage.
You
gotta notice there's certain things I don't engage in, like I don't talk about, right?
Fatty said miserable.
Like when it's on the panels and stuff like that, like
the word happy.
Certain things, even if I'm on a panel, if they talk about certain topics, like I won't even engage. Why?
Can you tell me what that means?
What I'm saying is this. Hold on. I know you don't look at my situation. I know you don't look at my situation.
I'm back. Let me answer the question.
Hold on, Mr. Payne. You can tell me. First of all, let me answer the question. Hold on. We were talking when you said that before you came back. Security boss. I know that when you look at my situation, you don't look at it like it's a marriage because we don't have a piece of paper. But me and my girl been together for 13 years, which is 8 years longer than an average black marriage, right? So let me just tell you something. You've heard me communicate about what I go through in my relationship. So no piece of paper is going to change that. All right, people are going through those things in their relationship. They can be on the brink.
Is there a question in there somewhere?
All of that, and all
I'm waiting for the question.
Get a whole bunch of buttercup, butter biscuit bullshit.
Oh, Beans is talking. Little podcast.
There has been times where we were on the brink of breaking up, but we chose to stay together out of love, respect, duty, whatever it was. Just be honest.
Okay, so let's.
You ain't letting nobody finish.
Go ahead, Mr. Payne. You can shut up. I'm muting up. Go ahead.
You're not letting anybody finish, man.
Okay, go ahead, right now.
I'm gonna start the same way I started, and just been peaks and valleys. I've been married for 36 years. Just been times we didn't want to look at each other. There's been times where we had droughts and sex. There's been times where we did a lot of different shit. It never raised to the level where we would ever talk about divorce. Why? And as soon as my girls were born, for me, I was ready and prepared to live in a sexless and a horrible marriage because I wasn't going to let no other man raise my kids. I just didn't have to go through that.
So you're proving Fatty's point. No way.
Wow, did he feel it horrible?
You're doing this right now.
That's the microphone really quick.
Definitely feel like that, I guess.
Security boss. I know
But
you
damn.
don't like the focus on the negativity and all of this.
Was it really
but your
horrible?
assessment of what Mr. Thing
Or
just
did
said.
y'all just go
Does
through
it or
something
does it
horrible?
not lean towards Fatty's point that even in the 50% of marriages that still exist, there tends to be discomfort and unhappiness, which is the literal definition of misery.
Bro, yo, you
No.
can actually, hold on. You can actually look this up.
First of all, it's a part of life. People gonna go through stuff now.
I'm listening the whole
That's
time.
one thing.
Okay, but this is specific. I'm sorry.
Aaron.
Are you willing to yield your time to me for a second? Are you willing to?
Go ahead. Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So shout out to y'all. Hit the likes. Y'all having this is a great topic. So look.
Yeah,
there's
put your
actual
microphone in your
randomized-
mouth. Put your microphone in your mouth.
There's actually randomized controlled trials that show that married people are actually happier than single people. Randomized.
Put your microphone in your mouth.
Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's better now, yes.
All right. Okay, gotcha. So it's randomized controlled trials, which everybody who understands what RCTs are, they're like the gold standards for looking at tests, that have shown that married people are better off financially, they're happier, they report to be happier, and they having overall better health when compared to those who are not married. L. Watts and M. Gallagher. Also, when people say that marriage is a religious construct or whatnot, individuals who consider themselves to be religious are reporting themselves to be happier according to randomized controlled trials also. This is peer review research.
There was nothing with the point of view conversation. It has nothing to do with the conversation. We are not doing singles versus married people. We are actually talking about married people. Just them.
Please don't reiterate it to him, Fatty.
This is
Man about sexual desires when your body count is 47.
Whose body count is 47? What the actual fuck?
No.
I got two people I want to talk to. Little podcast, let me talk to you first because you mentioned your marriage situation. When I came to the panel tonight, I said the alimony and men pay for their wife for life. And I mentioned that because marriage is actually the sex or you entering or your wife receiving you.
Exactly.
I actually outlined. So for you to make that statement that you made, you know that statement you made, I know you don't believe I'm married. You remember you said that, right?
Yeah, Gord, that's what I think.
No, you said you, me.
As a
You said me. You said me.
You.
Right.
Yeah, you.
Okay, but even though you said that, I started with your situation per se. I wasn't talking about you.
Listen,
I outlined your situation.
I don't know.
I give you that. I remember you saying that. You did.
So let's go on to the second.
What was funny, Big Mufasa? What was so funny? I haven't laughed yet.
You have a logical person and an emotional person. Now I'm going to Mr. Payne.
I'm playing.
Then you're going to bump heads because there's not ever a perfect situation that we're going to have.
I
Okay.
did.
So when I say we don't evaluate our marriages or we shouldn't evaluate our marriages on happiness, I mean that because we're growing and sometimes there always could be something that people have children, it makes the marriage more difficult. People lose money, it makes the marriage more difficult. There are so many distractions that can weigh on a marriage that could make a person feel like, hey, this is not good at this point in time. And they could be, I'm going to use your words, unhappy. But that's not what we do because nothing supersedes your marriage. It's more to it than that. Hold on for wait a minute. So when I heard from Mr. Payne is he loved his wife enough, nothing superseded that. So his own personal selfishness of wanting to have sex 3-4 times a day didn't supersede the love he had for his wife. And when his kids came, the fact that the mere thought that somebody else could be fathering them besides him is crazy out the door. So guess what? He loved the fact that he was married to this woman, and nothing was more important than that.
That's not what he said.
One second.
That don't matter.
That's not what he said at all. I want to ask Pretty Boss just work with.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
She said that's what she heard.
You're right. These guys want to hear what they want to hear.
No. We're not going to have a direct translator for something he didn't say.
Wasn't that basically the point though? The inserted clip. Yes. The inserted clip. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, what the hell?
And we having a pretty good damn time being married, right? And we don't have any kind of issue.
No, you don't say that.
You don't say that after you didn't say that. Well, see, this is what frustrates people so bad about the people on the internet. You all can't articulate yourselves well, and then get upset when people hear exactly what you said and don't get the same message. It doesn't make sense. That's not what you said.
Okay, they arguing for him. That's not what he said. That's not what he said. That's not what you said. That's not what you said. Let that man talk for himself. Damn. They sound really upset.
This is y'all can't keep doing this, bro. Y'all can't keep doing this.
Like if he want to correct it, he can correct it when she's done. Like wow.
Let me ask you.
Hey, guys, let me and Mr. Payne, you are allowed to make correct. Nobody wants you to get whooped with your wife knows about what you say here today.
Oh man, let's stop it.
Hold on for a minute. I wanted to ask Chiki, what did I add or change about what Mr. Payne said, if you can recall?
Mr. Payne's original point was to start off with with duty being the primary thing. The premise of the argument making was, we know 50% of marriages aren't.
He just up there chewing that damn gum, Bob. He can't keep his damn mouth. He just chewing that damn gum like that.
You tried to use, or you were saying, use anecdotal evidence.
Oh wait, I can't say that now. Practical up there eating,
which is our pain to speak. Actually start talking about duty like Fatty was saying.
They got them side by side too, both just chewing. Why they do this?
I didn't say Fatty was wrong.
Oh my goodness. I'm still waiting for JP to start talking. This is why I'm here, guys. I'm still waiting to hear JP talk. I don't know what to do. Oh, I just heard him try to say something.
Hold on, let me ask you. Aaron, can I ask security boss the question real quick? This might contradict your whole argument, security boss. When you talk,
let's go, JP. Let's go.
I want to speak to Chiki really quick because the way I speak is this. When I say nothing supersedes the marriage, that is duty. That's your covenant. Nothing supersedes that. So that whatever it is that you want, your selfish desires or whatever, nothing supersedes the marriage. The way he started was, he said, no matter what, no matter, I never looked at happiness. He started off that way, meaning that he was going to do what he had to do. He said he was going to do what he had to do. I say nothing supersedes the marriage. Correct. He added children. He said when we had the kids, at that point, I knew I wasn't going to ever go anywhere or change anything because no one else could raise my kids. I think I said exactly what he said. He said there were times.
All right. So again, we got here because there was agreement with what Fatty said. This all started from Fatty making a point and you saying you can't prove that, and you trying through people on the panel, and then exactly what you were trying to do end up backfiring because he didn't automatically give this idealistic view of marriage.
I'm still waiting for JP.
Realistic view.
I think she's going next.
With that realistic view, you can receive that as miserable.
That's what she said. So we shall see.
If I hear from a man, what I just paint, if I go back on YouTube right now and replay it, because I will do it, y'all know me, and I listen to what he said, it doesn't sound enjoyable and it doesn't sound enticing. What it does sound, however, is something that
he did use the word horrible.
Not even
I remember that.
A percentage of marriages are in, which is the state of constant what do you call it? Constant dutiful habit, not even real love or genuine care.
That's so disingenuous, Cheeky.
Oh, there you go. Now he's saying something. I don't think he liked what Cheeky said. He's going off. He's going off, man. See?
But you want somebody to just say what you want to hear. That's what I'm saying.
Fatty was the one that gave a realistic perspective. Fatty was the one.
But Fatty's not the one that's married, so he really can't give a realistic perspective. If he's not married, right? If he's not bringing the stats, right? Yeah, let me tell you, I don't even give a crap about stats. Hi, him.
Security boss, Aaron, can I please ask you this question right quick?
I'm my own person. And I'm not looking to that to make any decisions in life when it comes to that. Marriage. Absolutely not. That's crazy.
No. Let me ask you this question right quick. And see, just like right now.
Are you gonna let JP talk? Come on now. Y'all said he could go next. He said he could ask the question.
You guys wanted to have.
Come on now. I'm here for JP.
Y'all started off about about 50 minutes ago.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
MRM, dog. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make the space for you, dog. Go ahead. Okay, man.
I know, right? Where did they come from? They were all answering for that married man. He had to jump in and get on them. See?
I am happy a lot of times in my marriage, right? Over 22 years. If you was to ask, have I ever been down in my marriage?
So absolutely. They skipped over JP again.
Anybody to sit there and even remotely think that somebody just gonna be all Skittles, rainbows, and unicorn throughout the
This is the modern Renaissance man.
In a long-term relationship, you are fooling yourself. Are there times in some marriages where you might be sex starved? Yes. Are there times in marriage where there's going to be other elements to the marriage where you might be lacking on something on there? Yes. But overall, it does not make one miserable. And if things are going good, it does not mean overall that it makes one happy. There are moments of miserable. There have been moments of possible depression. There are moments of happy. There are moments of
because it's life. It's just two people that decide
why that when you get
to
married,
do life together.
I promise to
That's
do
all.
These things till death do us part. Through sickness.
If they take those vows, because not everybody takes those vows, they need to remember that as well, right?
Or worse. So the fact that you vow to those things lets you know that those things are going to
Modern Renaissance.
Wait. Let me finish. Let me finish. So when you guys, and I'm just saying, look, this is not throwing no hate at nobody on this panel, whether you are married or not. But it's always been interesting to me that a lot of people who are not in it or not even doing it,
right,
seem to have the answers better than the ones that been in it and doing it.
But he's so scary. Why do you say it don't got nothing to do with nobody on this panel? Of course, it got everything to do with everybody on that panel. That's what y'all talking about. Come on now. Say it with your chest, Renaissance man.
Very good at doing it. Okay.
You just got finished saying it, right?
I thought it muted out. Okay, so here's the thing. There's a lot of variables that I think we skip over. When you say things like, are you people in, like, okay, like for example, to Fatty's point, 50% of marriages end in divorce. So of that 50%, there are people, yes, there are people part of that 50% that are still married that go through those things. But as an overall collective, it does not mean that they are a depressed person, that they are a miserable person overall. There's up and downs, there's moments of it, right? So here's the deal, though.
Just like that's what I'm saying. People act like, okay, you stop living because you're married. Like, don't do that ever.
You are showing the next generation exactly what it is that needs to be done.
But it's almost like people think marriage is like some kind of mystical creature or something. Like, it's not. Like, we're still human at the end of the day, and we go through it all the time. Like, just like anybody else, we're human. Like, it's the same thing. I don't get it.
If you're miserable, my sons got to sit there and watch how it is if I'm dealing with certain things. They got to see how I moved and how I worked with my wife. They got to see me. I wasn't the type of person where I didn't let my son see me and my wife argue.
I wanted my sons in to see arguments so they can see actually conflict resolution as well. That way, what I'm doing and how I'm moving in my marriage, it will get passed down to them. So yes, everybody kind of, y'all, honestly, it's like agree to disagree. Everybody is saying the right things. You're going to be married, you're going to, but they're going to come.
Wait, hold on. God damn. Can I please say this right quick?
No, nobody say nothing. Nobody say, I got to get through these super chats because y'all going to kill him, okay? Ikene looks like Big Tiga, okay? Tio says, you're a woman is simple. Okene OGA in Nigeria, if your wife in a yelling competition with another man in front of men, what would happen? Oh, he's saying, what would happen to your wife in another country if they were yelling in front of men? We don't know because we ain't from those countries. Ikene got a sun-down hairline. Yo, get off his hairline. Ikene hairline always on points north.
Damn, I feel bad. But I said something about it when I first got up here, but it's like everybody getting on him.
Right now.
The real Pookie said marriage sucks. I'm cheating right now.
Hit the numbers out of his hairline. Yo, what is
Everybody getting on this man hairline.
Vegeta cosplay. Y'all is wow. Only on YouTube said man yell at a woman their mother. I apologize. These men have no manners, SB. Some of us got manners. Don't do that. Never seen so many happily married triggered people. Just say it's better to push marriage than be truthful. They're getting us now. They line Ikene up with the babies. Yo, stop.
Babies.
Doing this tonight. So funny how the toxic, unmarried, miserable people align with the married people.
No, I'm saying they was getting on his hairline.
Happiness. Why are you promoting it?
Oh, you saying it's like that because he's African? Well, I know he's African, but not all Africans' hairlines are created equal in that case. Right.
Flores dentist or Ikene's barber. What is wrong with y'all? Hey, y'all gotta chill. Podcast biggest enemy, top 5. Scrooge McDuck, Richie Rich, Mr. Krabs, Wizard Kelly, and Mr. Bling Bling Boy.
Damn.
I don't know what that says.
What do you say? Sit at the high. Okay, all
right, good. I don't know what the heck.
Go ahead, practical.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very pro-marriage, but I'll be honest. Behind closed doors, I've heard lots of married men complain about their marriages. That said, I think happiness is a flawed metric, especially for a man. We don't listen to nothing JB says because he has a mathematical mind. His mind works in pure logic and math. That's how
it's like asking like
talk all the time. I know this. Pure people. That's how. So he can say that, but nah, buddy, that's not gonna work. That's only for
exactly.
Our pain look like CeeLo Green, but sound like Cosby.
Wow. They was just roasting. Y'all was having a good old time.
Patiently waiting to cook the whole panel. He gonna get his turn. He toxic from the last 3 episodes. Everyone emotional except SB. Really? I don't think so. I don't think so. R-Pain looked like a retired heist computer hacker. You know what? He kind of does. I'm not gonna lie. He kind of does. I'll give you that. I will give you that. The B.O.B. What you have to say? Let that man speak. I know y'all want him to speak. Whenever he says it. First of all, he gonna stutter anyway. All right. The problem is, marriage from a Disney cartoon land. I don't care about happiness. Marriage is about my duty and family.
Listen, if you listen to them long enough, they will tell on themselves. And then they'll act like they know what hypothetically means. But all the while they don't know how to say, a hypothetical situation in the beginning, right? When they start talking. But then as they're listening to other guys and other guys start saying stuff, they'll start saying more stuff. I'm telling you, all you got to do is listen to a person. You will find out all you need to know. Just let people talk. It's great to observe people in their natural habitat. Let me get back to him getting back to Super Chats. I'm waiting for JP. Come on, JP. Bring it on home.
We don't want answers, MRM. Where's the apple crown? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Grown men facing happiness sound like crybabies to me. Happiness is an emotional state. Life is suffering. Get over it and keep it pushing. Now, cede the floor to you crazy people, right?
Hey, let me get my point.
Nah, let them finish, bro. Damn.
I have to say the
So the last point that I was going to make. Oh, you still going, Aaron? I know if he's talking about me or Aaron.
He just said.
Go ahead.
He just said, "I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna yield the floor."
Hold on, let me ask my question.
This nigga is crazy, bro. Something wrong with him.
It's gonna be real quick, right? Security boss.
God damn, bro.
He been waiting forever, and he was supposed to go next. They let MRM go before him.
I wish y'all would just designate everybody get their own
attention deficit hyperactivity.
Nigga, you got a whole 300 viewers a night show. Fuck out of here. Don't nobody want to hear you.
You always over talking to motherfucker though.
Okay, talking is normal, guys. It normally happens. It's not a big problem. That's
okay. Let me just say this real quick. I want to say MRM and Pretty Boss, right? If these men was, I have watched the show, right? If these marriages, this is what I'm saying, like what they saying that people be lying. It was a paternity court security guard. When they first asked him years prior, asked him was he happy in his relationship, he said yes. I remember that.
Oh, he's bringing up thing and he wound up killing him.
Deleting them, his wife. So, and if
like a bailiff or something in there.
Yeah, he's the person. And if all these, at this point, I thought y'all answered to, if all these women and stuff, I would concede that point. Men
that was years later, though.
Because on one breath, y'all
it's
said
life.
70% of, that's the majority of women is leaving these
marriages. I think Mufasa, I agree.
Somebody is miserable. And somebody's not happy.
No, somebody can be selfish.
We can't say on one breath, 50, all these, almost half or majority of people is happy when y'all saying 70, because not, especially when you only talk about blacks. Y'all said not that many black people is married, but the one that's married is a small number of blacks that's married, but the one that's married, 70% of them, of the women is leaving those marriages. So it can't be it got to be a lesser amount of people that's unhappy in these marriages.
Well, to your point, J. Prince, I would say to you, since you was to that JP Prince, you got to understand something though. That does not mean that the person is unhappy. There's a lot of variables in there. Were they being abused? You know, there's a lot of things in there, you know what I'm saying? So
we gonna dive deep into that, Big Mufasa. Yes, let's get that.
Look, I want you to really understand when I say,
because I need to understand, because I got a few
moments. Happiness lasts.
You know, I got a lot. A story time.
Lasts for a certain period of time. You know, being angry at your, like if y'all have a big argument
from
that
before my
lasts for a
marriage,
time, but then the whole purpose of it is for you to come back together to compromise to get over that, right? So now we can't just say because somebody did X, Y, and Z, that means that they were completely unhappy. It could be all types of different things in there for the reason why for them to do that. But again, when it all comes down to it, I always say, no matter what the case may be, even if it was me, and I will hold myself accountable to it. If I ever did anything of the such to left my wife, I would tell my sons, your dad is a liar. Because I promised your mom at that altar for better and for worse. What is worse? Define worse. Whatever worse is supposed to be, whatever worse is supposed to be, I promised her that I'm still going to be with her until death do us part. So if I don't do those things, live up to that, I am a
So if you
liar.
killed her, did you hold your end of the bargain? Just a question.
Wait.
So are you saying if she divorced you, you still
Right.
alive?
No. If notice I said no. Wait, you missed it again. I said if I did this.
Okay, now he's asking you about the woman.
Wait, check this out. So
No. That actually makes the point of being like, if you know you don't want to be a liar, you be like, I'm gonna just stay married. If it's gonna go bad, she gonna have to divorce.
That's gonna make you miserable as fuck.
No.
You really don't want to be it.
Y'all.
And there it is, right there. There it is. But it seems like, I mean, they're taking so much interest in it because they're all here. So I don't know. Maybe they're secretly married, all of them still. Who knows? I don't know. I have no idea. You hit the nail on the head right there. But that's what I'm trying to say. But everybody is the same. We're all human.
Okay, I do this. The reason why, not just one reason. Like I said, there's many variables to it. The reason why some men commit adultery because that's all in their blood even before they even got married. So the reason why some
that too is like everybody's on the JP hate train.
That's always been something they were doing even before.
You know, but he goes on these people's channels and it's like
the reason why. Look, see, that's what I'm saying. Listen. It's so amazing to me.
You gotta love him, though. You gotta love JP. I mean, you don't have to, but y'all know what I mean. Like, you know.
Wait. You cannot do that.
Because he don't give a crap.
You can't. Yes, you have to let me finish to understand the point. Okay, so check it out. Some men cheat because they just have a.
Right now, he's been trying to get in and say his piece, and they won't even let him in to say anything.
That's part of who they are. Just like some people that are addicted to pornography. Some of y'all might be addicted to alcohol. You do it because it is a lust of yours and you enjoy it and you want to do it. Some people don't. You get me? So not everybody within a relationship is going to have the same type of things that they struggle with. So we can't just say. So what?
No, go back.
I got to try. You at a place that you do not want to be at for real.
Right. So here's the thing. That's why within a marriage, if these things are happening as a husband, as a wife, you guys are supposed to be going headstrong and butt heads at the issue. I'm confused.
You said if I miss that shit, I'm a liar. If she doesn't, she's a liar too?
Yes, she lied. If my wife does any of those things on me, my wife is a liar. She's a liar.
Give a fuck about getting called a liar. They want a new piece of dick.
This is where the listening, you have to be able to listen to.
Yes, he is. He's like King Midas out this beard. Everything he touched turns to gold, boy. Which I say, big fat. For real, yes, I'm telling you. Yep. Every time.
What I'm saying is this.
That's the funny part.
The whole conversation was about the fact that he said.
Now let me stop talking like that.
That in a vast majority, I don't know if he said a majority, but I think he said a lot. But he could have said a majority. I won't argue. Okay, most. Let's go with most. He said most of the 50% of current marriages, right? The people were miserable, right? Just for the record, miserable just means unhappy, right? So, okay, cool. Unhappy and uncomfortable. That's the literal definition, right? Cool. What I'm saying is the first response that we got from our pain literally lended towards Fatty's point. And
I don't get
my
it, though.
estimation, what you're saying right now does too. Because he didn't say those people.
Is it like y'all don't want to see other people married?
Unhappy for the duration of the marriage. He just said right now, right? If you just look at right now, and more than likely,
do you need
right
people
now,
to say?
Do
you need to know other people's marriages are like not good in order for you to feel better? I don't get it.
Right? We can deduce that. That's why they still married, because the average marriage in the black community lasts 5 years.
You got some good days, some bad days. You keep it moving. You keep on living. You know.
12 years, 15 years. They're literally in those peaks and valleys. The point is,
so many other things you can use besides marriage.
Has negated Fatty's original point.
Can I back up Fatty's point right quick?
That's a fact.
Hold on.
I mean, you could be depressed, miserable. You could do all those things and be single. You know what I mean? You don't have to be married.
To the point of Fatty saying that.
So that's like, I don't know.
There's some that are miserable. We left it at that. I get it, but then we also can.
You could be single and miserable.
Happy right now.
So what is the point?
That's why. Right, but
I don't get the point of any of that at all. Like, I don't get the point of it.
But to Patty saying that there are some miserable people, part of that 50%, there is some people that's of that 50% that may be miserable.
Absolutely. Then what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm pretty sure there are.
An unhappy space.
No.
You in a relationship that you don't want to be in, but you sign up with God, so you feel stuck in something that you really want to leave, but you're not leaving because you done made vows. That shit make you miserable. You don't want to be here. She don't want to be here with you. She don't want to hear you.
Like, you can't tell somebody else how they feel now. That's crazy.
Same God who believe in the 42 laws of my aunt, bro. Bro, you don't have any evidence for what you're saying, bro. No evidence to support what you're saying.
I cannot hear all y'all talking.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Big Mufasa. Now I get it. Now I get it.
Men have to do it modern.
Okay, so that was months before I got here when he first initially said that to him. And that's why he's doing it. Because I'm like, I was thinking about that. I'm like, but he's always taking the clips and putting them up there. So, like, yeah. Got it.
I'm going to lie to her because if I tell her the truth,
thank you.
It's going to cost more time and I can't do certain things down the road.
Thank you so much.
So women constantly put men.
So they fell out over that exact thing. That's crazy.
Because if a man told the truth on everything he thought when a woman asked, it would never get anything.
And look how everything has turned out now. Wow. You see? That's crazy.
Women and children can afford to be careless, men can't. The Godfather said it best. Men are constantly thinking big picture. In order to think big picture, sometimes you're going to have to lie to your woman. That's all I have to say. If you don't, then all your time will be wasted.
That's the thing, though, dog. That's the thing.
But that's not fair. Guys, calm down. Calm down.
That's what I'm saying. What the hell?
Well, let me go back. Little podcast, and MRM. The only point I was making is that we don't know that. We don't know if that was it. But when he made the statement, he not only said miserable, he said miserable, sexless, a whole lot of other things too. And I'm just saying we don't know that. We shouldn't say that. We don't know that. That was it. But
the issue is the fact didn't reference anything.
She was responding to me just really quick. I would just ask you this. Just historically, right? We're both over 30. So just historically, right? Wouldn't you say that there has been a narrative in the Black community that Black men were unhappy in their marriages?
Well, y'all just said it.
Just that there's been a narrative.
I don't know about that.
No, I would say that if I had to answer that question for a person that was being unhappy, I would say it would be the woman complaining more than the man.
Okay.
Well, why you couldn't get Black men
if I had to answer that question.
Because that is my question would be this.
But that's not. I'm just.
Let me just say why I answered the question. Let me just say why I asked the question. Because my question would have been this: would you say, right, just using common sense and logic, that if one person in the marriage is unhappy or uncomfortable, logically the other person is going to be at least uncomfortable, if not unhappy, right? So if we know there's a narrative that either, and when we say the most or majority, we're just talking about 51% between you and I. 51%. So 51% of men in barbershops.
Okay, Gore. I agree.
Clubs and everywhere else on the basketball.
I can agree.
All they talking about is, man, how they woman get on their nerves in their relationship, this and that, blah, 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 blah. Or even from your perspective, that it's been 51% of the women who's been doing the most complaining. We can say then that a lot of those relationships and those.
I'm still waiting on JP, y'all, to come back on. I still want to hear what he has to say now. We are at 4 hours, 33 minutes, 38 seconds. And this goes up for another hour and about 8 minutes or so. 8 or 9 minutes. About 8 minutes. So, does anybody have another timestamp in between the 4:33 and the 5:41 by any chance? No, because he's on the screen right now, so I don't want to really skip too much around it. But what was I going to say? I was going to say something. I was going to ask something else. So that, but the thought will come back. It'll come back to me.
Marriages, while lasting, if you just hopped into them right now, you would be more than likely to find them in a battle or in one of those situations, in one of those uncomfortable, unhappy pivots to the relationship. And I think that's what that is.
But that's not true.
That may be what Patty is saying, but listen to what I'm getting ready to say.
The evidence you used was whack, crack, if I'm being honest.
Bro, I got peer-review research, bro. You got nothing, bro. What the hell?
Right, that's whack.
So y'all,
I have literally the same thing, right?
bro.
I have literally the same thing because I've been alive for 46 years.
Yo, anecdotal experience means nothing versus randomized contred trial over 17-year period. You have no marriage.
These clips. Oh my goodness.
Just 1 second, Patty.
Debate, bro. It's not up for debate, bro. No, nothing that you're saying is relevant, bro. You have no evidence, bro. I've been listening to you talk and have no evidence, no relevant evidence.
There's a lot of
evidence,
single people.
But that means nothing, bro. It means nothing.
Look,
realize how much of a to make that is, bro.
Okay, let me give you one thing.
That's just like me saying there are trees that have yellow leaves. What the fuck does that even mean, bro? It means nothing.
Let me say one thing.
You're not speaking on nothing quantifiable, bro.
You said what you said, right? Look.
That's interesting.
Right, this is what you said. You said that in the peer review.
What you said?
Yeah.
Right, you said you was using a peer review study, right? But this is what I'm saying. The one thing that you said in that statement that still led towards what Betty was suggesting is that you said they reported being happy. And that's the point. That's exactly what he was saying. Is that when you have these specific situations, bro, like
you said most, bro.
You like this.
That wasn't his point, bro.
Okay, wait. You don't want it to, but it does. Because that's literally what he stated is that in these situations, bro, people are trying to, they still love each other, they still respect each other. They're trying to protect each other. I've literally been in situations practical. Let's say it's me, you, Aaron O, MR, Fatty, we hanging out. And all four of us is talking. We talking about girls and how they be getting on my nerves and how they be doing this and how they be doing that. And then soon some girls walk up, niggas act like they wasn't just saying what they were just saying. All the stuff that they were just saying about women go out of the window.
That is some anecdotal ass shit and talking in circles, bro.
Right? When you say,
you supporting the inadmissible point, bro.
Hey, I'm almost done, man. When you say in the study specifically that it was reported happiness, I'm only talking about that one line. I'm not talking about everything else. Everything else you said, and I'm not trying to steal the validity of the report. If I said it that way, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of frustrated. I'm just saying that one particular line, though, saying that it was reported, it leans towards what he is saying, bro. Security balls is probably the first, and as far as I can remember, maybe the only woman who I've ever heard come on and be transparent about her actual relationships and what she's done wrong. And maybe Courtney. Them probably the only two. Where's this other gang of women who come out and talk about
anecdotal evidence, bro? You're speaking on anecdotal evidence, literally, bro. Like
I'm asking you where it's at.
Okay, I just listen to you, right? When I tell you that there are peer-reviewed evidence showing what people talk to them, like people who were studying, they talk to the wife and the husband and ask them they happy over a 17-year period. I have a peer-reviewed RCT, randomized control trial, right in front of me from the Journal of Social Economics. Lois Stolzer and Bruno S. Frey. Like, bro, like y'all are saying, y'all look. I'm gonna say this right. Y'all over here making this statement and whatnot, like, people who are single and whatnot, you're all implying that people who are single are not having these same problems about being miserable. You make a statement, bro. When you make a statement, no, we're not even addressing the problem.
Nobody said that.
No. Look, when you sit there and say that there are people who are miserable in marriage, and you just leave it open like that, how are people connect dots?
We're talking about marriage. Divorcee. Wait. So you didn't last a year in your marriage, practical. You didn't last a year in your marriage.
Practical, look at the title of the show.
You a divorcee.
Yo, practical, absolutely.
You were never married.
You're missing context before this conversation. We didn't start the conversation with Fatty just saying 50% of marriages fail and everybody's miserable. There was something that led up to it. We always do this. We always move away from the original point that Aaron presents, which is why when we do the shows.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, we started off with, does man control of access?
You guys should stop talking about my airline, bros.
Hey, bro, who is talking right now?
They're gonna keep talking about your airline, bro. It just
you literally just brought attention right back to it, making that statement.
We're gonna bring back somebody.
It says it's been almost 700,000 divorces occurred in 35 states, and almost 2 million marriages occurred in that same year. Meaning that it was way more people getting divorced. It was 2 million people got married that year. Meaning they just had got married that year, compared to almost 700,000 divorces in 2021.
Hey, Bruce, what are you talking about?
Yeah, well, of course people are gonna get divorced in 2021 because they were miserable after 2020 being stuck in the house, right?
Reset. Oh, hey.
Oh, snap.
We're gonna reset. Oh, wait, guys. No way. We're gonna reset because there's no way we're gonna stay on this topic of miserable. Yeah. Like, because this is ridiculous.
Let me go to the point.
I'm going to please do it, Chief. Please do it, bro. This is like, come on.
Please do it.
So can I say the last little thing? You done with it?
No. Neither Security Boss or Fatty can't have the last word because it all started from you two, right? So we need y'all to no. Neither one, no. Hey, Aaron, pull us back on track, my guy. Security Boss and Fatty can't have the last word on this misery thing because it started with y'all two.
He's actually trying to solve the thing because practical. Before everybody started, and I said podcast to step a little told practical. Single people are miserable too. Nobody.
Okay, sure.
And it's still saying, instead of taking it and saying, okay, it's fair.
This is why you don't get the last
He just wanted to.
See, that's exactly the thing, though. What is your point of making that statement?
Aaron, bro. Pull us back. All right, bro.
You sit there and say that marriage. Look.
Bro, you don't have to let it run, bro. God dang, Fatty.
Yo, Shiki, bro.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Nah, it's okay.
Fatty's such a dickhead, bro.
Like Mama Kusala, long way for bro. All day, bro. Every single day, bro. Long way for every single day. But the problem is, though, bro, when you sit there and say that there are married people who are miserable and you leave it open.
No.
Yeah, to you wasn't funny to me.
You got it, dog. No.
You heard me. You see, come on, I didn't mean.
Bring us back, dog. This is crazy.
Someone play the Allah Akbar clip.
I got you, dog. I'll play it.
Don't play it. Just play it right now.
Why he asked for that clip? Why is he eating at McDonald's?
All right, Aaron.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, you do what you're told. You'll do what you're told. Good job.
So I actually think to answer the question.
Yes. Gaia, I agree. Yeah.
So the men.
It's okay, Gaia.
Control over. If they don't ask the women to be married, then there won't be a marriage.
Really?
That's what I think.
Oh, well, let me
like I said earlier.
That's a good statement. But again, like you agreed earlier, because you leave it out the second half. If the women don't agree to the marriage, they ain't getting married either way.
Right, but you still got to have the proposal.
But here's the problem. Women have the opportunity to propose to men. And it has been happening more and more as each year passes on. Women are taking the forefront saying, will you marry me? This is happening more and more often. I'm not saying is predominant, but as we gradually go this way, it's changing. And the point that it is, when you flip the flip side, with access to sex, that ain't evolving and that ain't changing. Control.
Shoot, women have been marrying themselves, right?
Middle and
Have y'all seen those clips and videos?
And that's the issue.
Okay, so guess what? Like I said earlier, it's a red flag if a woman comes to a man and asks him to marry. But I think sometimes men think that's very enticing and alluring or what have you. But it's a red flag. It's all about control if she's doing that. Now, the second part of that is a real simple thing. If they actually make it to the marriage, it's a simple, for me, I'm saying this, it's a simple blueprint, and it totally just says, husbands, love your wife. Now, listen. If a man loves his wife in marriage, listen, it just breeds submission, sex, and respect. That's all you got to do. You got to love your wife. But if you don't love your wife, you might have some issues. There may be some problems there.
This is crazy.
She's right.
She's right.
I have a very good memory.
She is right.
Let me see if I get this right. We're practical. Don't worry, bro. Let me see if I get this right. You are saying that if a woman comes to a man and tells him that you have to marry me, it's like manipulating or like controlling behavior. Like
yes.
If a woman comes to you, aren't you saying that if a woman can hold her nookie and says, "I only have sex with you if you marry me"? Isn't that the same?
Exactly. I said, no. What I said is a woman should preserve. Listen to what I said.
No, you're not listening, Fatty. You're not listening.
Let me let him go. Go ahead, Fatty.
No, you. Maybe I heard wrong, so I'm open to the possibility I'm wrong. You said if a woman comes to a man and says, "You have to marry me," that's a red flag because it shows like that's some manipulative, like controlling type of thing, right? But you literally preach to women that have already kids, that women that are already not virgins. Hey, go to him, and if you say, "Hey, I'm not married, I'm not having sex with you if you don't marry me," you preach that. So isn't that the same thing?
No, that's not what I said. This is what I said. Aaron just made a statement.
I apologize. It's morning already. I'm a little bit more energized, but
okay. Aaron made a statement that women are now asking men to marry them. I said if a man accepts that, that would be a red flag. What I tell my ladies that want to be wives, I said you need to preserve.
Hello, good morning.
Yourself.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining.
Told a woman to go ask
a liberated soul rebel.
I said, preserve yourself until.
How are you this morning?
To say until he puts a ring on your finger. Then I changed it because that wasn't enough. I said, you wait till you actually are saying those nuptials. That's what I said. Now, hold on, Fatty. If you're trying to take that and make that the woman is trying to make the man marry her, then that's on you. That's your mind. No, that's on you. I mean, that's your problem.
To marry me is not literally giving an ultimatum. Either you marry me
I never tell a woman to even speak of sex. I said, women, preserve yourself until the number one.
Don't cook for him. Don't clean for him. Preserve what?
Okay, see, here we go. In the meantime,
don't down this hill, bro. Please.
In the meantime, what I said to the women.
Yes, thank you for asking.
Listen, it's all on video if you want to.
I'm feeling so much better. I'm feeling like myself.
This is what you do.
For the most part, I'm not even gonna hold you guys.
I said,
I'm feeling good this morning.
What the Creator has told you exactly what a wife looks like. First day of wifehood, you gotta self-reflect and figure out where you are, your shortcomings, your selfishness, whatever it is. And then what I say, in the meantime, so you can actually hear and receive what God has told you to be as a wife, you gotta.
And I need it all at Big Mufasa.
Exactly. Hold on. Okay.
I need protection.
How do you do this? If you give me that, like, isn't that?
I need to learn how to do it.
Let me say it again. Let me say it again. I'm speaking to women. I'm telling the women to preserve themselves. Just because we slip, fail, or whatever the situation may be, we don't have to live in dysfunction all our lives. I'm telling women, I haven't said anything to a man, not one thing. I'm telling a woman to preserve herself until marriage. But in conversations, Let this man know that I have intentions on being a wife. That's it. No discussion of sex. I don't even want them in the same room by themselves or what have you. I don't discuss that. Now, if you took that and made it about you,
oh my God,
not having sex, and a woman trying to manipulate you, then that means that you probably wouldn't be the person that get married.
You are encouraging women to manipulate men, and you are saying that these are men.
How is a woman?
I just don't understand how that is manipulation. But okay.
You are literally a used car salesman. You come to him, you
damn, he called that used car salesman.
The woman can have 3 kids, the woman can have 70 boys. You say to her, hey girl, you know what you should do? You should say to the guy that really wants you and wants to treat you right, you are not going to get it.
Oh no, at Liberated. No, it's nothing like that. They went on a panel basically about marriage. It was the Aaron O show this morning. It might have started last night, but I believe it started this morning. I don't know.
One-on-one. It's literally me getting to my wife
and it says, does men's control of access to marriage really matter? That was the question. So they were all over there on the Aaron O panel on that topic, discussing that with I guess a marriage coach or something.
Okay, there's another. Hold on, I'm gonna take. Here's another video. If you have problems, since you have problems,
it can depend on these airlines.
Since you have problems understanding me, there's another video out there. A woman with 3 kids, I don't advise her to even get married. I don't even advise her to date. A woman with 3 kids, there's a video. It's already a video. No, listen, I'm just using your example. Listen, I don't care what she have. I'm talking to you right now. Listen, you're always adding that. I don't care what the woman. She could be a virgin. She could have sex one time. And I didn't even give her any kids. But since you talked about the 3 kids, there's a whole video out there about that. So let me tell you. You keep you see what you're doing, right?
Yeah, Fatty, this is a bad look, bro. I'm saying,
you're not letting me. You see that you're not letting me talk.
What about 2 kids? You're being disingenuous. 3 kids is too much. What about the kids?
I'm being disingenuous about what? What did I say?
You are saying, I have a video of, I say a woman with 3 kids. That what about 2 kids? Is 2 kids
no, tell me about the 3 kids. What did I say about the 3 kids?
You said that you have a video on the internet where a woman with 2 kids came to you, we're having a conversation. And
no, I
didn't. Okay, I'm filling the gaps. You said to her that she should
fill in the gaps. How about that? See, this is so this is misinformation.
You are being disingenuous.
Oh, I am. You're filling in the gaps, and I'm being disingenuous.
Let me just. I will promise. I'll do it. You said 3 kids is too much. You said a woman that took 3 kids.
I'm convinced a lot of them just don't like women, black women especially. I don't know.
What I say.
This is crazy.
You can give any kids. You gave 3 kids.
No, it's not. No, that was not.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's what
happened. Paying attention. What happened was she said what she said was, I don't advise women to have sex because of her viewpoint of premarital sex.
Yes.
So even though a woman may have had sex before and had kids, her recommendation wouldn't be to even date. But it's the standard would still apply. No sex for you.
So what is these 3 kids about? Do you know that? Do you know about that? Because she said, serious. Can you explain? I'm sorry. I should let you explain. Why did you brought that 3 kids thing?
I didn't. You did. You did.
No, you said that you have a video out there. I want to know more about it.
Because I have given instructions on women who have children.
Yes.
A woman with 3 kids, what I advise a woman with 3 kids to do. I said, go find your child's fathers.
Oh, fair.
What I tell them to do. Listen.
Okay.
Go find them. Make sure that you foster a relationship. Make sure that dad is in their lives. If those kids, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, however the ages is, or whatever, up to 16, you cannot date a man because you can't bring a man into your household amongst those kids. That's what I say to a woman that has 3 or more kids. That's exactly what I say. And why she is doing these things, because when you have 3 kids, you've already decided how your life is going to be for a time. You need to invest in those kids. And that's what I say to women with 3. Hold on, let me just, okay, Fatty, I'm gonna let you go ahead and have it.
I'm literally quiet. My question is very simple. So a woman with 3 kids doesn't deserve redemption, but a woman with 2 does? Why that?
So like I said, let me get done. I never said a woman with 3 kids didn't deserve redemption. What I said is for a time, she owes her life to those 3 kids that she had. And she needs to make sure those 3 kids know who their fathers are. If it's one, then that's great. Whatever the situation is, but she needs to make sure that those fathers are in those children's life, is what I said. Now, when that baby gets to a point where they are, the youngest child, I'm saying, is old enough to be able to understand what's going on, connected, what have you. It has to be over a certain age, though. I don't believe 7, 8, 9, 10, up to 13. That's not good. It has to be a certain age. Then at that time, she can entertain other men and then possibly have a relationship with them. Now, in the meantime, she's not having any sex because she's already made what I would call 3 bad decisions. Women end up with babies by themselves. We're not trying to do that anymore. It's time to get control of her life. If she continued on having sex without a ring, then she would possibly have another child because she's got 3 and she's not already married. Now, it doesn't make any sense for her to do that. It makes no sense. And if she goes back and marry one of the fathers, then okay, that might be what she do. But it makes no sense for her to continue to put herself out there to possibly have a child. And on the other hand, it makes no sense for her to marry another man that is not her child's father. So she has to get herself together, and that's going to take time. That's a woman with 3 kids. A woman with 2 kids, it depends on their age. If they're babies and a man wants to marry her, it's definitely up to that woman. But in the meantime, she's already made 2 decisions that were not good for her. She needs to preserve herself then also. If that man decides he wants to take on a woman that has 2 kids, that he can very well do so. But still, you got to go find the fathers of those kids and make sure that those fathers are in their life. But
how does the woman do that? Hey, security boy, how does the woman make sure dad is in? No, you're not gonna be able to ask that.
You can't.
I have to read the super chat.
This is unbelievable.
Oh no, there's videos out there, Fatty. Get the right ones. Go back and look through my archive.
Your advice is arbitrary.
Hey, let me.
Instead, what kid might be going to your father?
Hey, what's that? It's a sweeper. It's a sweeper.
Let me read it.
Okay, go ahead.
I just want to read this one. Jay Prince, you are stupid. Please stop talking. We don't want to hear shit. You got to say why you don't get that slow praise. That's what she said. You all can read the rest. That's fine.
He did not put that. I will say, from my understanding,
he's not up there right now.
Take into account legal separation. If you add those, the institution of marriage is even more dire straits. We should add those in. These marriage haters are Disney and
yeah, that was just some BS. They let him read the super chat about Jay Prince, right?
MRM, fire your barber, get a new one.
Damn. Actually, if that's your life, MRM. This is the first time.
Men are constantly thinking, what's next? Women think about now. Men have to lie to women if the time cost of truth is greater than the time cost of lying. Otherwise, the relationship will grind to a halt. Interesting. He says the cost of truth and the cost of lying. Ooh, I don't know. We have a show to break that down, what that actually truly means. Practical's wife left him and went to New York. WTF. You guys are something else, man. Our pain looks like a black AZ Homer Simpson. Was that me from Arizona? Practical sounding like JP right now. It's one of them days. Aaron, can I come up and yell at somebody? Not yet. Not yet. Practical looks up and studies called Why Most Published Research Findings Are False by Stanford professor John P.A. Leonidas, maybe. It's also peer review. He might read it because he's super nerd. Lord. Hey.
Oh, Lord.
Shout out to you. SB, what is your email address, please?
SB. No?
She wants to know your email address.
Oh, we'll put it in a
Okay, put it in the chat. Okay, I was just about to ask you to drop it in the chat.
We'll do that.
We love it. It's real.
I love you, love.
She's done. From the former unhappily but now happily divorced brother delegation, Practical, take a break, eat your food off camera. We don't want to hear. Okay, so that was his move. He had to go. for obvious reasons. JP and Practical, start your own blog, Dumb and Dumber. Don't blame God for women manipulation. It's the same or it's not the same.
Doesn't say not.
The same. I'm not sure. Ikane hairline makes me happy. My bloodline isn't pure. Thank God I landed on Plymouth Rock. I told you not to say that. I told you. Flora, stay in the chat. I don't want to see your window licking mustache tonight. She got a mustache. Ikane's hairline is holding on harder than the migrants trying to cross the border. Oh my gosh. Ikane, I apologize. This has never happened with me and you on the stream, so I don't know what you did, but I suggest don't say another word. That's all I say. Hey, I want to add this.
It looks like he came back a little bit.
No, let me add this point. Let me just add this point. A lot of times we have to understand this. A lot of us have a lot of experience of our grandmother's been married. A large amount of our grandmother's been married. And then after that, no more marriages. And the reason seems to happen is grandmothers telling their daughters,
Okay, do you guys want to continue on with the rest of this or what? Does JP come back? What do you guys want to do? Yep, no, JP doesn't come back, so I'm done with that. Country lingo, tension, smoke. Okay, you gonna switch it up? Yeah, no, I'm too old to be switching up mine. I think I'm done. Yeah, JP was done. I just fast forwarded to the end. I never seen him pop back up, so that was that. Yeah. But they always trying, JP. Every time it's like, oh, we got to gang up on him. It's just like, dang, he's just trying to get his points out. And what's so crazy was, man, that was funny, though. It was funny. You know what clip I want, though? I want the clip of like the which one is it that they do, the Dragon Ball Z people fighting? It's like the action figures and stuff. But really, I just fight that one because I like the fight or whatever. That one. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it definitely was. So I'm not even gonna bother with the rest of that. But so how do you guys feel? Yeah, we can go to. So, what do you guys want to talk about? What's up? I'll drop the link again, and you guys can always leave a comment in the chat and let me know, of course, so we can talk about it. So, what's everybody up to? Okay, absolutely. Thank you, Gore. Thank you so much. I will do that. Yes, that one, No Chaser. Yes, that's the one. Yes, I just like that one. I don't know why. I laugh a little bit every single time. I do not know why, but I love that one. I would like to have that one, but I don't really want to use it. Like, oh, they took my, they copying. I have a few memes that I like that I know I want, but that one I'm not talking about any other one like that they have, but that one right there, I just like that one so much. Yeah, I do need to start naming my shows. I think I'm gonna go in and edit it like afterward. At least I'm gonna, if nothing else, I'll put the dates on it. You know what I mean? Like that. I think I'll do that actually. Yeah. Yeah, I have to do something. Yeah, absolutely. I got to figure it out. It's just when I go, like when I start, I just go so like it's like it's not planned. See, if they were planned shows, so it's not planned. It's just like, okay, well, I'm about to just hurry up and make my stream because the show was in this. So I just typed in and I'm like, you know, my stream like that. So yeah. Okay. So how's work for everybody that's still at work out there? And if you're not at work, are you about to are you on your way? Are you almost there? Are you off today? We literally can talk about anything other than work as well. It's up to you guys. Let me know. That was a lot. That was a lot. And that's why I left. I just wasn't ready. When I came on, I just seen the panel. I was like, all right, I wasn't ready. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah. Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I wasn't thinking of putting a name on it. I was just like, I don't know. I think on this one I just might have said hi or something. I don't know if it was in the description or at the title part, but I know I just said hi or something on one part of it. As a matter of fact, I can check it right now. But what I'll do is I'll re-edit it later, and for this one, I'll put I'll probably put like marriage or something because that's was the beginning of the video. Or maybe I'll put Aaron's review or something like that. It all depends on what I remember to do. Whichever I remember to do, that'll be the one. I think that'll be the one. Oh, this one says good day. That's the title of this one. Good day. So yeah, that's one. This one has a title. So I'll just leave that one like that. So what would you guys like to discuss? Titles to the reactions. Okay. Come on, Gore. You're giving me all the tidbits, all the tricks. You put me on game. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm taking my notes. I can always refer back to this video. Good day. Yes. Today was a good day. It's gonna be a brighter day, brighter day. Let me know. What are you guys up to? How did you guys feel about it? If you heard any of it, what are your thoughts? If you haven't already, let me know. Like I said, you can drop a comment with a new topic as well. But thank you, Gore, because I absolutely need to yeah. I absolutely need to do that. Well, hopefully people will come back. Everybody's gone now. Should I do a review of what's the name? Think I should do a review of what happened after that, the aftermath that started, because that was the show that started Fatty's show this morning. Yeah, he was pretty pissed. That's not what he called it. He said he wasn't mad. He said he was like, what, frustrated or something. Let's see. I'm going to have to go to my library because it's not popping up. Oh, it's unable. Okay. Oh, well, if you're a member, you could go watch it. I'm not a member, so that's why it's blocked. So he put it to members only. Capo or higher. Hey, well, I guess just because you were on the live and caught it while it was live doesn't mean anything. It is what it is. Oh, well. Oh. Wow, so he put that one behind the paywall. I don't get it though, because if it were that serious, I mean, you could have just did members only anyway, but whatever. I can't go back and rewatch it. So if I missed it, I just missed it. Sucks to be. Oh well. So I won't be reviewing that. Okie dokie. I don't know. I might end this live and come back around 10. Yeah, it's almost 8:40 now. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to end this live and I'll be back around 10. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you all. And hopefully I see you guys a little bit later on. Thank you. Mwah.